Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Michael, Shawn, J Black, Sexy Mo, Shawnee Scott. I hear a little echo, and I don't even have my phone. Yeah. That's me. Mike, check my check. Yeah, I hear something in the back.
Test.
Yeah, I hear my voice in the back. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's start with the good mornings. I know we're running a little late. We apologize, y'all. Good morning. Who we gonna go with first? We'll go with Shawnee Scott. Good morning, Shawnee Scott.
Good morning. It is countdown to No More Track.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a whole nother lifestyle when you got to run your kids. No pun intended. Run your kids all over the place. God bless you, girl. Man, listen. I don't even know how you be smiling, but God bless you. Me and Shawnee got a road trip we're taking together.
Road trip.
Yep. We done a road trip, and we spending Sunday together.
Wow.
Oh, Lava Cantina. Yeah, I got to promote this comedy show. So I need my aggressive salesperson to be out there just tapping people. For those who don't know what that is, Lava Cantina, they got a Neo Soul Sundays, and it starts like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's super dope. And you go out there, everybody's just chilling. They got a live band and stuff like that. So we're going to promote the comedy show August 8th. That's a Sunday. So she'll be out there as a teammate. So we'll be rocking that, getting tickets sold. And then, if you happen to be super pretty, you might get a free ticket. I mean, I'm just saying, it is what it is. I'm out the game, but it is what it is. I'm out the game.
Can I give a Q guy a ticket?
God.
All is fair.
I'm single.
If you are using the ticket for your benefit, by all means, go get it. If you're using it for your benefit, go knock it out. Go ahead.
Not a pair, maybe one, maybe a slot of one, Mike. I don't know about two.
Just one?
Oh, dang.
I can't have five show up for me. I mean, what?
Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Sexy Mo. What's going on?
Good morning.
Kathy already checked in. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, J Black. What's going on?
Good morning. I'm up. Let's get it. Let's get it. Good night. Good morning, rather.
He said good night.
Good night.
He ended the show. He was like, good night.
Grand opening.
It's just
grand closing. He was like, good night. Talk to y'all later.
Circle a little off.
I'm a little sluggish today, not because I couldn't sleep, but because I'm an Uber Eats fan, and I go to my specific spots now that they already like my delivery almost gets here faster because I go to them places so much. And I ventured out and I got a new spot and I got grilled salmon, brown rice, and broccoli. And I was like, I was trying to be, trying to stay on this thing, trying to lose. I need 12 pounds. That's it. 12 pounds. I'm good. Stephanie, what's going on? So I got the food. And I got the food, and the food was normally I got to warm it up a little bit. I tasted it. I was like, oh, it's still hot. I said, oh, this is dope. I set my whole thing up, put my TV on, got my favorite Netflix or Hulu show that I wanted to watch. And I was eating it. It was all good. And then when I was done, it was like 5 minutes afterwards, I realized I'm about to be sick.
No.
And I said, no. And I was like, we've already told the story about food poisoning. Food poisoning is not a game.
No, it's not.
Food poisoning. I don't know what this was, but damn it, I got a fever. I was hot.
Fever? How you
and
get fever?
I was clammy.
Ooh.
And I said, here we go. And all of a sudden my stomach, and I was like, listen, I don't want to be too graphic on all that other stuff, but I was like, look. And at this point, my stomach hurts so bad, I can't even run out and get something from the CVS. I don't even want to take a chance. I don't want to even take a chance to get in the car.
Yeah, some things happen.
And the stomach be like, we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it.
Abort mission. Abort mission.
You're gonna embarrass yourself in your car. Thank God nobody's in here with you. Oh my God. You're gonna do it outside. And then dog, I've been sick all night. I'm like, when you got that clammy feel on your forehead and you're like, what is going? And the food was good, but I keep forgetting. We take this so for granted. We eat out so much. We don't know what nobody's doing to this food.
Or how long that salmon was sitting.
Yes.
Whether it was good and they just haven't seasoned it. So you ain't know it was old. Like
Mm-hmm.
I probably got some vintage wine salmon from like 2005 or something. My man, listen, it was good. Like I was really enjoying it. Like I was like, oh, I'm thinking about the show. Like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm even saying, you know what? I got time. I'm gonna do my steps. I'm gonna walk around the apartment. And when that thing hit my system, it was over. Like when I tell you, ain't nothing like being in that fetal position. There's something about that fetal position.
Ain't no telling.
What? When you when you FaceTime somebody, I FaceTime Stacy. She couldn't see my face because I just had to have the phone next to me. And then she was like, "Where are you at?" I was like, "I'm here. I'm here." And stomach, I ain't gonna lie. I get sick. I'm not that person, y'all. I'm not the soldier. I do not fight through nothing.
Oh, you a baby. Michael,
Shawn becomes immediately a fetus.
Dog, I'm a bitch for real. I don't play. You know when they tell the players, they're like, yo, he played through that ankle injury. I'm not playing through nothing. I need to be 100%. Like, you got to be, no. I laid right here. Like, I was so depressed. I was like, good, go to the bathroom, come back, lay down. Thinking you're going to feel better. Then you know what your mom going to say. What your mom going to say? Go get some ginger ale. Why does everybody think ginger ale is the end all be all?
Well, because
The ginger settles your stomach. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's not the ginger that you really want. It's ginger soda. Like
it got ginger in it.
It has ginger in it.
It got a tad bit of ginger ale. Ain't never helped nothing except make me burp. And my mom's like, just go get some ginger ale.
That's it.
No, but you need this to get out. You need this to get flushed out your system. Like I needed to throw up, but I don't throw up. I don't do throwing up. Rochelle, Dave, what up? Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Y'all, I gotta click off right quick because I can't get to our stuff. So I'm gonna click out and shut down and come back up.
As long as they ain't got nothing to do with what I said.
Maybe she got to go to the bathroom. Maybe she got the one, I don't know. Maybe that's the real deal.
So you're counting out the new store, or will you try something else from that? No, I'll never try anything from that. No. You got one try.
One and done.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go right back to my 3 stores, my 3 restaurants that I've never had a problem with, and I didn't have any Pepto.
And sometimes Pepto make it come up. Like Pepto, real talk, make you throw up sometimes when it's just sitting there.
There's another one that my wife be having me.
You wanna see something that I could do that I've only seen a few people do. I've seen other people do. I will take Pepto to the head. Where if you get me a bottle, I've taken so much Pepto in my life, I can really go to the head with the entire bottle. I love the way Pepto feels when it goes down. And you can feel it coating I feel like a commercial, and it coats your stomach, and you can feel it's fighting the bad guys. You're like, yup, I'm absolutely good. Pepto, I couldn't get in the car. I love my mom, but my mom had 7 different suggestions, and all of them included me jumping out the bed, off the couch, and getting in the car. I said, Mom, I can't move.
Something.
I can't move. I can't move.
Get up and go get something. You gotta go take something.
Then she was like, well, why don't they have something on the Uber Eats for like stuff? And I was like, no, they don't. And I was like, Mom, come on. They're not gonna. I know. And then when I got off the phone, I looked and I was like, oh, damn. It's right by the liquor store. We got things up there that says food, this, that, liquor store, and it says pharmacy. And I was like, I said, she was right. Sorry, Mom.
Mama always right.
Yeah, but she was right. She was right by mistake. God bless her. All right, Jay. What we got for the show today? What's popping off? What are we doing?
Boosie Badass was in the news. He was talking about the baby getting some backlash from the gay comments. So Boosie,
your boy Questlove came at the baby.
Dick Gates continues.
He came at him. So back and interesting.
Put a whole post on, said this is like, it was his concert list for the Summer Soul thing that he made a documentary of, and he had all the artists, and he had the baby, and it was crossed out.
I'm still. People are canceling him, even the clothing line, and a few people are trying to cancel him. I told y'all, Dickgate is real. Like, this has been the week of just they're dragging him.
Yeah, I'm not. Y'all not gonna get me. Y'all not gonna get me to jump on board with canceling. Y'all not gonna get me to jump on board with y'all have the nerve to say hip hop. You're ignorant. Really? It's been 30 years of ignorance, and now y'all offended.
Well, Boosie Badass, he digging his heel in it. What is it? Digging your heels in the sand. He doubling down. So he got his thoughts. So we got that clip. Also, it was a restaurant. It's a couple of different restaurants. Some are saying that, hey, if you're not vaccinated, you can't come here because COVID is back in full throttle with this Delta.
Yeah, the CDC done made everybody throw their mask back on inside buildings now. So
when you're back inside, they're suggesting that you wear. So there's a big school debate with that. So
even if you're vaccinated.
Yeah, even if you're vaccinated. So some restaurants saying, no, if you're vaccinated, don't come here. Then there was another guy that said, hey, if you're unvaccinated, you're the only ones welcome there. He's supporting free speech and free that. So if you're unvaccinated, it's the only time you can come there, which is double standard. Because if it's free speech, I want to wear it, why you're not gonna let me in because I want to wear it, which is you're overdoing it. But yeah, that was in the news. But those two things that it should lead us into our guest that Shawnee got booked for today, where we talked about we're going to actually have someone on from the gay LGBTQ community, and they're going to speak to different aspects that Mike is going to.
When we have the interview, our guest's going to be on their laptop. I'm just asking. I know I should have asked this before we started the show, so I apologize. We're not supposed to do this because I want to make sure. That's why I'm charging. IG Live. Yeah, I want to make sure they're on the IG Live because I'm just interested to see if when somebody speaks out from a group, everybody assumes the entire group is offended. Like if somebody from the gay community is mad at the baby, we assume everybody's mad at the baby. And then we might come to find out that there are a lot of people going, I really don't give a damn. Like I'm good. So I just want to ask somebody, and once again, this person and this couple, when they do answer these questions, people, don't make it like they represent every gay person in the world. Like when blacks and Hispanics get asked a question about what they're going through, everybody asks like, well, your answer represents everybody. No, it's still representing their opinion.
Mike, what does the Puerto Rican community think about this? What Mike says is official. Every Puerto Rican thinks that way.
Like, I don't know. We like Fat Joe. I don't know. Like, we like Fat Joe.
They all like Fat Joe.
But black people catch it the worst because black people get on an interview somewhere on a Today Show, and if they make a statement, they have just spoken for the
entire community,
for the entire black race, and I mean the entire black race. I mean Africans. I mean everybody, Haitians, Jamaicans, the whole everybody. It's like, dog. It's at the end of the day. My name is still Ted. I'm speaking for Ted. This is what do black people feel? Hold up. What Ted feels is this. So I don't want to put the pressure on, and I don't want to be that white person because white people are good for that. So, and white people, I'm sorry. I know y'all watching. I know, I get it. But sometimes y'all get a case study and y'all think that represents everything. And I don't want to put that pressure on the couple or the gay man that we're going to have on here. Like, this is your opinion and we're good. Now, the baby situation, I'm going to repeat this again. When did y'all stop thinking? When did y'all realize that hip hop is a very aggressive and ignorant music? Like, there's a lot of people who get offended. Like hip hop offends a lot of people. Y'all offended about the baby saying this on stage, but y'all not offended about rappers claiming to blow people's heads off.
Kill you 12 times and bring you back to life and shoot you again.
Right, I'm not putting an excuse. I'm saying all these people are there to see hip hop artists, and now you want to get offended?
It's called selective responsibility, Michael Shawn. They think that it's selective when they think that the hip hop community should have some level of responsibility, and it's very biased.
If hip hop had responsibility, women would be treated 10,000 times better in hip hop. A trillion times better in hip hop. Females,
hoes, and bitches, but it's not okay when it, trickles off into certain communities or certain causes, especially if it affects the person who's sounding off on it. So if I'm sounding off on something that I believe in or this deeply rooted and connected to me, I'm going to just focus on that. Like, okay, I'm gay. I'm openly gay. So you said this about, men and homosexuals. I'm honing in on it. I don't care about you shooting up the club. I don't care about you calling, females hoes and bitches. I am focusing in on this one thing.
and I don't know the answer to this question, but I will say this: when I'm scrolling down, it's like the people most offended ain't gay.
But I got a gay cousin.
No, I do want to say this. There's always been said that racism could have been defeated a long time ago if white people would have joined on board. So I get that. The only thing I honestly don't get is, are you saying this simply so that you can appease people so you can get more followers and you can get more likes? Is this really how you feel? Like for real? Or are you just trying to manipulate the situation so everybody can look at you in a good light and be like, yeah.
Freedom fighter.
So we're gonna have two. What was the gentleman's name that got the first guy? What's his name?
Coy.
His name is Coy, and then the married couple.
Coy and the married couple is Brandon and Timothy.
Brandon and Timothy. So they got the married couple. Did you say they had? I'm asking. Did you say they had children?
They have 2 boys.
Okay, that's excellent because we can go into the topic of, do you think sexuality and what they're putting on TV is about? Morting, what is that name?
That's Queenborn. She got so many accounts.
Queenborn got burner accounts. What's going on? What's going on, Queenborn?
I know the team that got to be her. So yeah, from her Twitch account to YouTube, she's all over. Yeah.
So I Simone Biles is going through a situation, and remember we got into a whole situation yesterday on the show, and I just want to say, I was like, Simone Biles, just be brave and be tough and suck it up, and then come to find out the person that killed her the most, the person that went on TV and killed her the most on Fox and on his podcast.
It's Piers Morgan, right? I think I saw that you're talking about Piers.
No, it was a black man named Jason Whitlock.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, the chubby dude, the big dude.
Boy.
Yeah, he big.
Boy. He always saying something to appease to the other side, though.
I just...
Wait, what did he say? How did he kill her? I saw Piers Morgan kill her.
Quit. He was like, "You rather die than quit." People fought for us to be able to do this. You should go out there 100 times and try instead of quit. You
and you're letting your teammates down. And
when have you ever been elite in anything?
Never.
Ever. I couldn't even Yesterday was the day that I realized that social media has become when they say you should take a break from social media.
A coward. Ooh,
a coward.
He called her a coward.
Dog, you aren't even built. The woman has won gold medals with injuries to both her feet. Both her feet. And this fat ass has the nerve to call some. When have you ever been brave? And number 2, we act as if this Olympics is the end-all be-all for every life in America. If she wants to step away for whatever reason, I know it's mental health right now, but for any reason, I don't have to appease all these white folks. Jason Whitlock, you are so busy not knowing, if my financial situation is right, even if my mental health is great, and I go you know what? I'm tapping out. Just because I feel like it. But it was amazing watching this guy talk.
And then when the deck is stacked against her, meaning, they know that she is that good, and to even put the air on the sport that, hey, why don't you let somebody else win? So you start not grading her the way that she deserves or giving her the points that she deserves. And the credit is crazy.
Well, look, she made a statement. And it we talked about this on the other show too. And I said, there's no mental problem there. That's what she had to say for it to be politically correct as to why she's walking away. And that's what we have to do a lot of times. We got to eat shit politely and grin and take it. So she said, okay, I can say that, but she made a statement and said, I know that I am better than the other ones, and they want me to minimize myself because the others can't keep up.
Right.
And I had totally forgotten about the pedophile ring that she helped bring down. The pedophile ring. Let's remember, she brought down a whole training, and my whole life I've watched these girls gymnasts, and I've always wondered to myself, why are they always guys training them?
And older men.
older white Russian dudes training these young girls in these leotards. Her voice is the one that brought down that famous gym that every kid would have to go to and train with him. And I think her name is Kathy Struthers. And Kathy Struthers,
without parental supervision.
And Kathy, I think Struthers, I hope I'm saying her name correctly. She got injured during the Olympics, and she's like famous because she had a bad injury. And she fought through it. And then when she landed it, she was limping. And then he scooped her up and like her saving everybody. It was so good. And now that same girl who everybody was bragging about, she said, I wish I had the courage of Simone Biles and I wouldn't have done it. I would have walked away because they were being molested in this training gym. So they was like, you have no choice but to go.
Right.
But it is what it is, man. Like I just wish people could just stay on one page, but I guess that's dumb because when Kanye West can get 60,000 people to go into a stadium and just carry.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole. I always forget the little girl's name. All I know is Mary Lou Retton, Nadia Comaneci, Gabby Douglas,
Dominique Dawes.
There's a few other chicks. Probably get in trouble for saying chicks. All right, so we're gonna have that. We're gonna talk about the baby. We're not gonna get too into it right now because the baby's gonna be a situation. Now, the mask or no mask in the restaurants, I don't have a problem with it. If it's your restaurant, do you? It's my house. I'm gonna do me. If it's my house and I say you can't come in without being vaccinated, you can't come in without being vaccinated.
Well, the CDC is now supporting it anyway, so you wherever you go, regardless of whether you're vaccinated and you feel like that you want to come in somewhere, you still got to have your mask on. And how about this? If you don't want to wear your mask, stay at home and make your own steak in your own kitchen. I mean, these are privately owned, establishments.
I guess the only problem is if the state hasn't mandated it, then people get upset because you're like, now you got your own rules, but you can have your own rules when you have a restaurant. No shirt, no shoes, no service.
No service.
It gets a little tricky too because they try and slide some racial stuff under there.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna tell y'all now, I'm not predicting this because I want to predict it. I've said it 10 times. When they try and shut this country down, watch how it burns. People are already getting revved up. Go ahead. Send us home if you want.
I think the second shutdown, I agree with you, Mike. I agree.
Well, yeah, aren't they?
Sorry, Shawn.
They're getting ready to. That's Jay Black texting me. Let me turn it off. But I heard yesterday they started re-upping the unemployment again. Like people start getting the unemployment payments again.
Well, I ain't get it because I just filed.
Well, they said, they said the deposit started yesterday. So, start looking for it. They released another couple $1 million for it.
I got the letter. I don't want to read the letter, but I know that they got the child credit that they sending out that's supposed to come out once a month. And you don't even have to have your taxes done. They'll actually send it to you direct deposit. So normally before, like some people didn't get the stimulus check on time because they hadn't had their taxes done. But now they're just sending it out. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, y'all trying to set up something. Y'all trying to smooth B records right now. Y'all trying to smooth things out because y'all know something's about to happen. And all I'm going to say is, Joey B, then you should have never let people take them goddamn mask off to begin with. If your doctors were telling you this Delta was there and it's coming, you do not play with people. These cats will get, all the businesses that barely made it through the lockdown the first time.
Right.
And now you're going to try and get them to shut down again. And they haven't even said they're going to shut down, because they needed the Olympics. So they couldn't contradict themselves.
You're right.
Problem is, if the Olympics wasn't happening.
Good morning, Mark.
But if you try and make these people go into poverty and say, we're going to shut it down again, it's going to be ugly up in here. Yeah. And the NFL is basically telling the players, like, you're going to take these shots, whether you like it or not, or you're going to lose this money. Dave, what up? But they are okay putting
like 14,000, which is probably nothing to somebody who
but they
big contract.
It's not just 14,000. They lose their game check.
Okay.
That, Mike. So what you're saying? You're saying NFL? Go say it for
the NFL right now. If your team, this is crazy. If your team has too many COVID diagnoses, and the game is canceled because of your team, not only does your team lose their game checks,
forfeit.
The other team loses their game checks.
Okay.
The other team ain't even do nothing. They lose their game, or everybody loses their game checks. The team forfeits. But this is the funny thing about the NFL. But one of the owners, whatever team the owner had to forfeit, he still pays all the money that the other owner lost. So they get taken care of. So they're basically like, dog, we're taking game checks from you. So take these vaccinations right now. We're taking game checks.
Or screw it up for you and your squad and your other peers. What are you going to do? What decision are you going to make? You going to get that vaccine?
It would be hilarious if Patrick Mahomes retired and said, I'm not taking it. And I want to see how tough the NFL would be. It's all about how hot you are in life, y'all. It's all about how hot you are. If Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady didn't get the vaccination, they were like, you know what? We're not taking it. We're not playing this year if y'all force us to do it. I promise the NFL would fall back and be like, oh, wait. Now that's a bit much. Can we get back to the table and just chit chat?
Can we talk about this?
Well, it's gonna be a mess, y'all. I don't understand. I know I got mask fatigue too. I'm so sick of wearing a mask on the airplane because I'm just sick of it because I know it don't make no goddamn sense. I know that mask on that airplane is not protecting me from anything. Because I've been walking around without a mask the whole day. Then I get to the airport, I put a damn mask on. And Texas ain't putting no mask back on. Texas is not.
Texas is like
Texas ain't.
It's wide open.
It was like, hey,
y'all play if y'all want. If y'all think Texas is putting a mask back on, y'all be better off. Man, listen. I'm trying to think of things that it would be easier to do. I don't know. It'd be easier for people not to believe that the Cowboys will ever win a Super Bowl again. Like, for real. Like, it would be. I don't even.
True. That's probably true.
And them cats is focused. All right, so are we ready to take a black and mild break, or there's something else?
Yeah. And then when we come back, we can talk. It was a parent. We just saw this clip that was sent to me about a parent who was upset about how her daughter was treated at working at a restaurant, and she went in. And it'd be interesting to play it. I felt the passion from the mom because we all want to protect our kids, our babies, our shorties. So when we come back, we can get into that clip, which is very entertaining to say the least.
All right, so we come back. We'll let you know how somebody went off when somebody's kid got punked at the restaurant. Oh, God, this is bad. Oh, wow. So Takeover Legends, Michael Shawn Takeover Legends. We'll take a 4-minute break. Black and mild, here I come. Right back. Y'all, it's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. We don't like seeing Satan bend somebody over.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
He's doing a video for all those people that said he was going to go to hell for being gay. So he went over the top to prove to everybody, oh, y'all said I was going to go to hell. Y'all said the devil was going to take me over. And then hence the sexual scenes with him getting, which I think is a bit too far. And she agreed, getting bent over by the devil.
Whoa.
And all that other stuff. And I just don't believe this is basically because he's gay. And I'm only going to speak from my point of view to the person who said this is all because he's gay. Stop it. We've been over that for a long time.
Oh, I thought you were about to say I've been gay. Okay, go ahead.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. And just quickly, the realest thing Bill said to me is when I went to the Improv and I went to him and I said, can you do the interview? He said, yo, I heard the radio station went their separate ways. And I was like, yeah, that's funny that they said that. And then he grabbed me and he said, you good? And I said, yeah. And he looked at me and said, don't lie. To me, that's one of the, I've never had somebody be like, yo, don't lie. If you're not good, say you're not good.
Yeah. Because I'm dead ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, cats never want to admit they're not good. And sometimes cats not. And it would be the breakthrough so you can help them. Because like I've had that happen so many times. I'm moving so fast and I'm not looking. I'm just talking. But I look you in your eye and I asked you seriously. I was like, yo, don't lie to me. Tell me what it is, because, you know, the pandemic taught me that a lot of us is carrying this weight. We've been through this, we've been through that, and we don't want to kind of like open up about it, and we carry this weight on us, you know what I'm saying? And so, And I lost a few people like that. So when I asked you that, I was dead ass serious, because I'm like, yo, man, you ain't got a lot of me. I've been knowing you 20 some years, and there ain't no shame in that game. If you going through something and you need me right now, tell me so I know it's real. Don't have me like, and then 2 weeks or 3 weeks later hear something else. And I was like, I was right there, and I missed it. You feel me? So that's
it was something that really touched me, and I thank you for that. So I want to thank you, Bill. Thank you so much.
What you should have said was, Bill, you have a role in How to Be a Player Part 2 for a Puerto Rican comedian.
No, like if Bill ever needs, hey Bill,
he the only Puerto Rican I know.
I'm the only Puerto Rican. And mira, papi, it's all good. Whatever you need. Así, mira, I got you. Bill, thank you.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Tap. Yo, Shawnee be on point. I don't know how Shawnee, she sees me in the screen, just sit there like tap in.
You better join in now.
I'll be trying to stay away from the webcam. I'll be like, nah, I'm over here. She'll see me. All right. It's Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. We about to get this IG live popping. The reason why I hadn't had it pop, I'm trying to save it, but then I did the unthinkable.
Well,
I did not
hear the clip. No, but go ahead.
Oh, they can't hear the clip. So okay. So we have a clip of
we don't have the clip yet.
We don't have the clip. Okay, don't worry about it. All right,
take a minute to download.
So that'll give us time for everybody to get on the IG live, and we get that popping. I forgot to charge my phone. That's the most irritating thing when you realize you did not plug your phone in when you go to sleep and you wake up and your thing is at 10%. I'm like, oh no.
You know what I say to my kids when they say that? I say that means you're not responsible.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you and this level of responsibility that you feel like your kids to have? Jeez. Even down to the phone?
Yep.
Your phone ain't charged because you're responsible. What?
Like he ain't never done it before. That's what I love about parents.
My stuff be on point. My phone stay charged.
I hope your charger break down on you and you be at like 5% hanging on.
I went to 5 and below, and I'd have got
it. Responsible.
Do not go to 5. I'm gonna tell y'all right now with chargers. Stop going to 5 below.
Why? What's wrong with the 5
below? Those are the cheapest. Those chargers always get a short in them. Within like a week.
Now that you're responsible, you take care of the cord. You're not wrapping it all up. And
oh my God, no!
Get a real
cheap ass cords, J Black.
Cheap ass cords. J Black be ironing his cords like he put starch on them. No, I don't go to. Stacy is the queen at 5 below. Be wondering why there's a short. She'll get 5 below. Will have a cord that is 100 feet long. You can walk around the house with it. But it only lasts for 48 hours, and all of a sudden you got to like plug it in 3 times. You're like, all right, let me take this chart, put it in, take it out, put it in. Might as well get the real one. But damn, Jay, like sometimes people forget. Like I forgot. I thought it was plugged in. This dude always want to judge somebody on their.
All right, it's there.
All right, let me get y'all. Why am I not being able to get everybody?
You should probably do it after. I don't know if they're not gonna hear the clip. So
yeah, but they're not gonna hear it. They're not gonna hear it regardless. If we do it afterwards or whatever. All right, so a lady's daughter, I guess the manager pulled off the headset from her and got bold with her, and he didn't know what he was setting himself up for. Mm-hmm. And he didn't know mom was coming, and mom was coming in some type of boys in the hood rage.
Mm-hmm. She was like a female Debo.
She was like, I'm coming in.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the same mom that be messing up Thanksgiving dinner. That's the same mom, and God bless her, because I understand you were repping your kid and everything like that, but you definitely the same mom that can mess up a 5-year-old birthday party because you still got beef of what happened two barbecues ago.
You got a tank top, Mo?
I have one of our shirts on.
Oh, you got
a tank top?
Yeah, she got a tank top.
No, it's not a tank top. I just made some adjustments.
She adjusts everything. Yeah,
she said, "Ain't no cleavage." I'm gonna make sure it's cleavage.
There's gonna be some cleavage on here.
No, it was already a V-neck. It was already a V-neck.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yo, I've seen Mo turn turtlenecks into summertime tank tops. And like, where did you get that wool tank top? Like, no, not that. I just adjusted. I adjusted it. It's good. It's good. I'm like, all right, girl. All right, here we go.
I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
I know. You. All right. So anyway, it's a fast food place. The little girl gets her headset taken off. Everybody on my IG Live, you won't be able to hear the clip. That's why I'm describing it to you right now. So the manager, I guess, was Mexican, and he took that damn up. Jay, why can't I ever get you on here? Like, what is the problem with your phone?
Jay, he not paying attention.
You are not.
I'll be there after.
You're not responsible. But what is the difference?
You're not being responsible. Irresponsible ass.
I'm explaining everybody on IG Live the clip anyway. Like, what do you take? What type of stand are you taking, Malcolm? What is he? What rights are you fighting for right now?
All right.
All right. So mom finds out that dude yanked off the headset and said something to the child that's working. She calls mom, and you need to know when you call mom, what type of mom you got. Like, you know, is your mom coming to regulate in a way where she's going to talk about lawyers, or is your mom coming over there claiming she's going to beat up the world? Well, and see what's going to happen. Well, here's the clip right here of the mom going to defend her daughter.
Is it this bitch right here? Excuse me. Let me holler at you. Come on. Let me holler at you. No, not 1 second now. Come here. Now. Let me holler at you. You snatched that shit off my baby head? What? Ain't no what. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You snatched that motherfucking headset off my baby motherfucking head? What? That means you put your hands on her. That's what the fuck that means. That's my motherfucking daughter. That's my daughter. All you see is her motherfucking daddy. Her daddy nice. I ain't nice. You bitch, and you bitch. All y'all that got that motherfucking like that, boy. When my motherfucking baby in here, and y'all be treating my baby every time she fucking work.
I want that energy y'all got with her.
Right now.
Bring that shit up here.
I want that
energy up here.
Why you snatch that shit off my motherfucking baby?
Fuck you shaking your head for? Talk shit to me? What you talk shit to her?
Say what?
I ain't snatch it off.
Did you take it off her head?
No, I just did it like this.
Yeah, you why?
Huh?
Why?
So I can give it to the other employee.
Why?
Huh?
So why you ain't ask her? Why you ain't ask her? Why you say, Kalisha, let me get this?
I'm sure she would have gave it to you, true or not.
You speak, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So why you taking off her motherfucking head?
I apologize.
Apologize to her. Come here, Kalisha.
No, I will.
Apologize to her. This is my motherfucking baby, and I don't play no motherfucking games. Y'all see her daddy come up in this bitch? He nice. I'm not nice. God damn it. I'm not nice. I'm that bitch. And this my motherfucking shorty. And ain't nobody finna put their motherfucking hands on her, especially not no fucking manager. What kind of fucking manager is you? Apologize to her.
Felicia, I do apologize for taking off the headset without you asking me, okay?
Why the fuck you let these motherfucking bitches talk shit and come in here speaking Spanish and talking shit to my motherfucking baby? She fucking work here, and you the manager. I work at a fucking restaurant. I'm a manager at a motherfucking restaurant. I would never. I've been in this shit for 20 motherfucking years. I would never. What kind of manager does that? The motherfucker that don't give a fuck about their motherfucking employees, but you gonna give a fuck about this one. You gonna give a fuck about this one. Starting today. Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean that shit. She better not ever call me and tell me you put your motherfucking hands on her. She better not ever call me and tell me one of these little motherfucking bitches, you calling this motherfucking bitch up here that ain't work today just to fuck with her? Who called that girl in here?
Oh, I know. Because one of the employees.
One of the employees? Key word, one of the employees. So you let these little bitches run you?
Can I order my order?
When I'm done.
I think it's not.
Well, I said when I'm done, or you gonna fuck.
All right.
First of all, whoever was behind her talking about they wanted to order, you saw all that smoke and no gas that she was giving.
I would have left. I would have been like, we gotta go somewhere else.
Baby.
Get something else.
Now you do know. Now and y'all gonna get mad at me. You sound ignorant and stupid halfway through your rant. You just sound like a hood rat at a certain point, y'all. That's all you sound like.
Why she sound like a hood rat?
I guess I am hood rat.
I guess the mamas are like that, but the daddies, y'all be all calm and stuff. And it's
that's
like,
because your baby head. Like
you don't do that though. You don't do that.
Wait. First of all, we don't even know. He said I didn't snatch it. He said I did this, and that's when I go, okay, now this is getting funny acting, because you can take somebody's headset off.
No,
and say
you can't do that.
You can grab. You can say, "Give me the headset," and grab.
No.
At work, you can ask,
and we don't even.
Headset.
And then if she says no, I'm telling you, you got to go. So how you gonna get the headset off? She's not gonna leave.
So at that point, you better call the law. You better call somebody. You better call Jesus. But you cannot touch a headset on your employee's head. You cannot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. There's something that happened. There's a whole story. There's a whole story here that we're never gonna hear, because there's something that preceded. But it's ignorance. Like, I'm embarrassed.
I'm not, because I think if something would have happened, he would have said, well, I took it from her because she wouldn't give it to me. And the mom said, did you ask her? And he said, no.
Did the mom sound?
I'll ask her.
Wait. Did the mom sound like she was going to let anybody explain at that moment?
Yeah, she would ask, because I've been like that before. And I'll listen to what the person have to say, but
he tried to tell her about the headset and she went rambling again. And then she's like, oh, these are employees. You gonna let these bitches run you? Ignorance.
No, you the manager. You shouldn't be letting these other girls.
So what I'm saying is that now the daughter, this is how you handle the situation. I've just given you the way how you handle these situations.
Yeah,
I've given you. The mama has given an example. This is what you do.
You're bugging, Mike.
No, because
I'm saying because this is not going to work. I'm saying this is not going to work in the real world. I'm just telling you.
And I tell my daughters that if somebody offends you, you don't say nothing. You say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and you come get me, and I'm gonna ask them, now what happened? Tell me what happened. What did you do? And then, like with the kid, my daughter with the concession stand, I went down there and went off on the men, and when we walked off, I let her know again, listen, you don't let nobody punk you out your money. Don't have me coming back over here. If the price ain't right, just don't buy it. Just walk away. But no,
I'm still embarrassed because we're gonna keep doing this, and the whole cycle keeps going. It don't change nothing. It don't change nothing.
Well, it does. The manager won't.
Yeah, he gonna think about it before
he's not.
He ain't gonna snatch nothing off another little black girl head.
One at a time. He's not gonna get fired because when they see the videotape, the other manager's gonna be like, yeah, I know what it was.
Well, no, he's not gonna get fired, but he's gonna think about it before he snatch another one off a little black girl head.
She shooketh him enough to never, ever try that with anybody else again.
And this is what y'all I feel. Nobody was shook.
Oh, he was shook.
The problem is, and Jay Black has gone through this. What are you gonna say back? What do you want him to do to show that he's not shook?
If it was a problem, then he could have explained it or called the police and then explained it. If he wasn't in the wrong, he would have protected himself.
That woman went from you're just the manager to then, oh, your employees bitch you. You just said he's just the manager. Like, you all over the place. You have no rhyme or reason of being able to, okay, this is what you did. The whole show that goes on, I'm telling you, once you start calling people MFers and bitches and all that other stuff, it takes away, it loses your whole credentials on this. Because it just turns it all it turns is into a hood situation. And the whole and once again, explain to me what happened. If you want to do this, the first thing I'm going in there is, listen, since we want to record it, explain to me exactly what happened before I launch into this dark liquor cursed rage. Explain to me what happened, sir. I'm gonna be polite from the door. Sir, explain to me exactly what happened. Now you talk. Now you explain to me what happened. Now, when that comes out, if I feel that the situation is wrong, it's gonna escalate. But once you walk in Once you walk in with the Tamika smelling like weed attitude, nobody even knows what really happened. And the little girl, and let's be clear, this is why we talked about this off the air. I was like, the little girl, you better tell me what really happened. And don't tell me he snatched something off of you when he really didn't snatch something off of you. Don't tell me he snatched it when he's done it a million times. When he say, yo, you done? Okay, let me get them. You done your shift? You finished? Okay, let me get them headsets. Let me do this. And she goes, okay, I'll talk to you later. But because they might have been, I'm just saying hypothetically, there's some tension now. Now she changes something that he's done a million times into he put his hands on me. I hate when people say he put his hands on you, because if you tell but Jay, just listen. If you tell me somebody put their hands on my daughter, I'm thinking you actually assaulted her, and I'm coming to kill you. Be clear how you use these words.
Yeah, he may not have put his hands on her, but that was clearly a violation of her space.
If I tell you, I'm not disputing that. I'm not. But when you say this stuff escalates in a second.
Yeah. You as a parent, that's when you manage that, to have that dialogue to say, hey, well, what happened? He snatched the headphones off me. He shouldn't have touched anything on her person. That's a problem. That's a major problem. And her coming up there to defend that, I think that was justified in her opinion. Now, he could have stood his ground, because technically he don't have to talk to a parent, because the parent don't work there. Right. Like, if he wanted to show his toughness, ma'am, you can call HR, you can do what you need to do, but I'm not having this dialogue with you. He could have stood his ground. He shriveled up and was, I'm sorry.
No, and then if he would have done that, and walked away, then she would have walked behind the register and got it popping.
And what happens at that point is on her. She's in control of her own actions. Right. He didn't technically have to speak back, but I understood why she did, and I felt it was justified.
But we still don't even know what really happened. That's what I'm saying about
my daughter. Regardless, he took headphones off her head.
Okay, so when y'all go to court, what are they going to ask you when you go to court? They're going to ask you what happened.
What happened? Yeah, he physically removed.
No. What happened? What you mean?
Led up to it.
Yeah, you gotta tell we can't keep going directly to the point that we love. We want the point that gets us pissed off. We want to be able to say, you touched my daughter, so I'm gonna beat your ass. But in essence, we need to know the whole story.
So regardless,
is there a reason
what the reason is
that you can justify people touching somebody's child? There's not.
You keep saying, I get what you're saying, but what you do is you keep going to them same triggers. And we do this all the time in our culture. We go to the same trigger so we can justify situations we do. And then when the legal situation comes and they slam you for it, then you go like, wasn't even thinking about it. But for Instagram, it's all good. Instagram is justified. But when the lawyers and stuff get caught up in it, then all of a sudden you wondering why, oh, damn, I got to do 30 days in this. I got to do it, because we need to know what exactly happened. What would make you grab headsets off my daughter? Now tell me. And then then I agree totally. Then if he says what happens, but if so Jay, you can't always just be like, I'm good. And so if I find out, you're right, Jay, you're right. But my thing is, it's not going to justify your actions just because you're bugging, Mike. If I find out my daughter said you a bitch,
and I still wouldn't want.
And I go like, but now I go, but I go, Monty, why the hell would you call this dude what? No,
that's the conversation I'm gonna have with her separately.
I understand that, but
you still shouldn't. She can say whatever.
That's my whole point of you got to tell me this before I get there.
But your energy should still be in that same level, because she can say whatever she wants, and to that degree, she can call you a bitch. That doesn't warrant you putting your hands on.
That's another thing. This is another thing about us. You can say whatever you want. That's not real life. In real life, you keep saying whatever you want to people, your ass is going to wind up dead or in jail. We got to handle that situation. I'm down to do anything for my kid, but you can't be like, you can say whatever you want. No, you can't, especially if you're black in this country.
And good point, Kathy, when it comes to higher standards. When you're managing a group of individuals, you are at a higher standard. You're trained and you're a professional to be able to diffuse things and handle it in a professional manner so it won't escalate, where you're not putting your hands on somebody snatching headphones. So therefore, that manager is dead wrong in every aspect.
Dog, but okay, all right. All right. But because this whole cycle goes over and over again, and we wind up on the short end of the stick, but we want to handle it the same way. We wind up with the short end of the stick every single time. But we want to handle it the same exact way. We want our trigger points to justify us being able. Dog, I want to punch somebody in the face too when my daughter's upset.
Mm-hmm. But
it don't work for us. But we keep recycling the same energy. Keep the same energy. Come out here so I can beat your ass.
So who did the manager call? Because I did hear her say, and you brought her up here for my baby. So who did the manager call to get involved in the situation?
So another employee. She was saying it was another little girl that came to work to replace her.
And the manager said, I called her. He did apologize. He said, I called her. So we teach our kids though, Michael Shawn, that people could say what they want about you until they put their hands on you, right? Right. So why wouldn't the same thing? I'm just saying, if on a technicality, if the girl says something wrong to the manager, that still does not give him the right to snatch your headset off. He didn't ask her. He did verify and say,
first of all, you don't
ask.
But my okay. Go ahead. Continue.
I'm just saying, like, just for argument's sake, even if she did say something wrong or out the way or inappropriate to her manager, it still did not give him the right to snatch the headphones off of her head or
did
take
you catch? He
the
said
headphones.
some Spanish stuff behind the scenes. He said something in Spanish, probably talking trash, and she know it. She might not know Spanish, but she's like, yeah. And whatever you saying Spanish, laughing, whatever he was saying in Spanish, probably coming at it. It's too much. You're the leader. You're supposed to lead. And
first of all, he's a manager. He's not a leader. He's a manager.
No, he's a manager. He's leading a team of people. He's
the manager of the chicken.
He's supposed to. He's supposed to be in charge.
Popeyes.
He's the manager of Popeyes.
I love that chicken.
Jay said he's a leader. All right.
Yeah, he is. He's in charge, right?
I got it.
He's responsible for the building and all the employees.
He ain't making enough money to deal with this. I know he's like, all right, sorry.
The only thing I would have did different that the mom didn't do, because she was like, when she come to work, no, my baby ain't working here no more. No, get him all this stuff. Get him this whole uniform.
That's the setup, though.
He ain't coming back.
If they fire her, then she can actually put out maybe a lawsuit or initiate a lawsuit against him because
ignorant ass mom ain't putting out no lawsuit. She gonna smoke a black and mild and she gonna roll up on him later on after he gets off of work.
Nah, my baby would have quit. I'm like, you ain't got to work for them. No way. Quit.
You out of here. We're done.
You ain't no 2 weeks notice. No, y'all should have known 2 weeks ago that she wasn't gonna be here after this.
She's more protected now, though. She's honestly the employee is more protected now going to work than.
I wouldn't trust clearly.
No,
the
she never
said,
no.
I'll never do this again. Kanisha, whatever the girl's name. I next time I will not snatch the headphones again off of you again.
And,
he won't, but the other employees might still harass her. And that's why I'd be like, no, she ain't coming back up here.
And if Popeyes keep him, they probably transfer him to a different location. That way she's comfortable because he's the trigger part. He touched her physically no matter what she. Once they do the investigation as a manager, I'm sure either they're going to terminate him or they're going to probably transfer him to another building because she's going to be protected.
She's not going to be protected. She not.
And I think
she makes $8 an hour.
They're franchise, right?
Yeah, they're
no longer corporate. They're franchise. So that's why you see a difference in a lot of them, a lot of the sites.
And go ahead, send your daughter back up there and think that little Mexican dude ain't got Mexican nieces and over there that want to run up in her mouth. Everybody does.
Tito, what did he say? What she say? Yeah.
Oh, you called your mama. You called your mama on my uncle.
I don't want none of that energy. The way he shriveled up and started apologizing.
No, that doesn't represent his family. That don't represent his family. Like this is my thing.
Everybody got that person. Everybody got that person.
He's worried about his job. He's worried about his job.
Yes, he's worried about his job. And if she's not working there no more, if she comes to work, he's like, we can set this bitch up.
But he bilingual. He can go get another job. Easy.
What? Easy. Real talk.
I'm for real. Like
real talk.
You have to be bilingual now to work in establishments like that. You have to be bilingual. You got to be able to communicate with everybody.
Put Dave's comment up, and then I'll go to Billy. We may not be able to control every situation, its outcome, but we can't control the attitude or how we deal with the situation. That's all I'm saying.
And as a manager, that's what you do. As a manager, you're controlling that and it wouldn't escalate.
But the dude humbled it. The dude was humble. He said, sorry.
He ain't had no choice.
No, but what else do you want him to do, Jay?
Shit hit the fan at that point.
But
prior to that, he should have been in control of his
Jay,
attitude.
how many times have you apologized to an angry white person at your job?
I'm not apologizing to any parent or any person
at your job when they come at you and they want. Do you give them free stuff? Do you give them free stuff?
No. I stand my ground. I'm who I am. When I'm a leader, that's why my people all ride for me. No matter what job I'm at, whatever leative position, from a Pizza Hut to a whatever.
That's not even what you told me.
What do you mean?
That's not even what you told me.
If it wasn't related, I'll go into detail.
That's not even what you told me.
You're talking about, but no, I am very firm.
And you want to pop off, you ain't getting nothing free. You ain't getting no popcorn. You ain't getting no.
I'm not even gonna get into it because I know he told me totally different. I ain't saying he didn't stand his ground, but he knew how to smooth out the situation.
It's managing people, managing scenarios.
You got to smooth out the situation.
You have to manage certain scenarios, and if you're wrong, you're wrong, and if you're right, you're right. But not going because I don't go into my situations. But yeah, it's managing people. I'm really good at managing people.
Wait a minute. Mike looked at that balcony like he was about to jump over it.
I know.
You're good at managing people.
Because the funny thing is that Jay is the calmest person when he deals with the situations.
Always.
Jay won't even raise his voice.
Nope, that's not my demeanor.
And then Jay be like, "Hey, this is what we." And Jay goes like this. This is what we're gonna do. We'll do this. You can get this, you can get that, and then you come back, and then I hope everything, and hope you enjoy your next visit or whatever like that. He ain't even gonna say nothing back.
Not
like
when
that.
Somebody's reckless. When somebody's
and
reckless,
if that mom came to you, and let's just say, how about
I'm
this?
not talking to that mom. I'm not having that dialogue.
Thank you.
You're not hollering at me. You're not making a scene. You're not causing a disruption. You're not, because what you're doing is you're on stage. And if anything, I'm gonna pull you aside. Hey man, let me talk to you over here. Because when you're on stage in front of everybody, that person feels like they have to perform. So that mom wouldn't have been as hostile and husky, as I call them. She wouldn't have been husky if me and her are one-on-one in the side room or having dialogue or off to the side. But I'm not even going into detail. My conversation is take that up with whoever you got to call. HR, whoever you want to call.
Said FHR, I'm talking to your ass.
You the one who put your hands on my baby.
Yes.
But that's proper management. That manager should have pulled that mom aside as soon as she came in husky. Let me talk to you over here. I'm not talking to you in front of your daughter. I'm not talking to you in front of whoever was with the daughter cheerleading, in front of the employees, in front of the other guests, customers.
You think the manager of the chicken is thinking like that?
All I want to say,
he should be. He's a leader. He should be thinking it.
All I want to say is Jay said, and I want to stick to these points. He said, "I'm not talking to you because you're putting on a show." And that's exactly what I said about coming in like that. So the dialogue never even starts. But if I go to Jay Black as a manager and I say, "Sir, can you tell me exact?" Because the daughter's already said Jay Black snatched this out her hand.
Jay Black snatched it off my
out
hand.
of my hand,
Mama.
No. In a different situation, not out the hand. I'm saying in a different situation. He snatched something, anything, and I say, "Can you please tell me exactly what happened?" Are you gonna now have a dialogue with me, Jay?
If a mom says, if I feel, it's two parts. If I feel like things may be explosive, no, because I'm shutting it down from the door. If I feel like it's something civilized and the energy that came to me, I can be very generic, but still not go into detail, because the overall goal is I'm not going into deep detail. I'm being very generic.
And I want you to be honest right now, Jay. I want you to be honest. Don't do this for the sake of the show. Does that woman look like, if you said I'm not going to talk to you and walked away?
Wrong already.
About what?
You can't. You already saying what she looks like. But go ahead.
No, does she look? No, I'm saying, does she look like? Now you're wrong because you won't let me finish the sentence.
Go ahead. I'm good for that.
Does she look like the type that if you would have used your technique, she would have just left?
Yes, because it's how you first talk to people. You control. I feel like, and I'm really, really good at angry people, talking to them. You control those narratives. You control the energy. You control how to make people feel calm initially, without having setting them off in those environments.
I know you think you're the master. I know you think you're the master of every human nature. That lady was not leaving if her daughter said you snatched something off of her. She's not. She don't give a damn about your J Black trickery and your J Black hypnosis. She is not. She is not leaving. That woman. Everybody on this show agrees that woman ain't leaving.
See, you see the catch here. It's within the manager, that person. I would never allow myself to be in that scenario to be brought that information to try to be there.
How about if a person lied on you, Jay? Because people lied on you at work, Jay.
People lie all the time. Yeah,
okay, so what if the employee lied and said you snatched something off her head, and that mother came in there and you tried to say, "I'm not going to talk to you"? What do you think? What would have happened?
I'm at Popeyes. I'm still pull her to the side, and I'm explaining.
And you're gonna pull that. You're gonna pull her.
I'm still gonna say, I need to talk to you over here. I'm not talking.
No, I'm not. No, I'm gonna be the lady. No, we could talk right here in front of everybody.
But as I walk over to the side,
no, I'm not going over there. Why you want me to go to a corner?
And that's when you just got to call the authorities to have them remove her.
And that was my whole point. Was the dialogue in the beginning? You're not gonna get anything done by coming in there like that.
You don't have control over her behavior and over her response. You have control. You do have control over how you present it. You might try to de-escalate her from the beginning, but you have no control over her behavioral response. Not in that time. No.
And then, okay, let's say let's go to the mom.
I'm people always come to me for advice. I'm extremely well when dealing with
a controlled environment. That's in a controlled environment, a controlled situation. That situation that mom brought, that was not a controlled environment, J Black. So when you're talking about changing behaviors and changing the scenario, you cannot do that in that moment.
I am. I'm pulling you away.
That's a crisis moment. You can't do that in a crisis moment.
He's talking about people snatching stuff. He's talking about I'm pulling her away. You ain't pulling nobody.
I am, because if you want to talk to me, you're going to follow me.
No,
but to my side.
But she's not. But she's not.
Your energy and anger is at me.
Yes, but she's not following you anywhere. She wants it right here.
So therefore, now it's going to different results. So now you can hoot and holler to yourself. You can make your scene to yourself, but here come the cops, and now you're getting removed.
And here's and you have proved my point once again. You were all gun ho about how she went in. You said I was bugging. You said I was tripping. Mike, you tripping. That's the way you should go in. Now you're telling me on the manager side, you won't even acknowledge her.
Of course, there's different perspectives. There's a parent perspective and there's a leadership perspective.
But I'm telling you, there's no resolution gonna happen. You're never gonna find out what happened because you're never gonna get the conversation with Jay Black. I'm never gonna know.
If you come in hot like that, but I'm not putting it's all about the person. The manager put himself in that situation, so his leadership skills clearly dictated how that outcome could have played out, and then how it did play out.
You just said you wouldn't even talk to the woman on how she came in.
No, I'm pulling you aside, and if your energy is still up like that on the side, because we're not going to get anywhere, because you're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to be elevated and having that energy and huskiness, trying to have a civilized conversation with me. It's not going down.
And you go ahead.
Being generic, you can get mad, but
when you walk away, she comes behind the register and gets it popping. That's what she was going to do.
Baby,
that's exactly what she was going to do.
All over. Free chicken for everybody.
Oh, you wait in line
at that restaurant.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it a million times on social media. Now you're behind the register. You're trying to rip down the ice cream machine. Now you're popping other employees. And this is when I said my whole point of this, right back to the root cause. It's ignorant, and we applaud it. Now I've done it. I've been there. I've been that person. So I'm not saying that I don't understand the fumes that are coming out of your chest when somebody says anything about your kid or anything that happens with your kid. I understand it. I'm just saying it never really works. And on the video, he's not going to get fired, because when they show him the video, they're going to sit there and go like, another ignorant black woman. We understand. Yeah, we get it. It's impossible to deal with these people.
They're probably going to give him accolades for, you handle it so calmly. You handle it so efficiently.
Yes, Billy.
And what?
He lied, Billy.
No, at 22, I was running Pizza Huts.
Yes, you were.
I was 22.
He was. Yes. No, he was.
And I'm always, that's part of my demeanor. I'm not that rah-rah going to get loud with you in no work environment. Work environments is different from your personal. And I always was able to separate the two. That's why I don't ever really talk about work. It's completely different worlds.
But you've also softened the blow.
When you making your bread or whatever your money you making 6 figures, you're not screwing all that up over somebody.
Next time you come in, you can have some cheese sticks.
Yeah, your order wasn't right. Yeah, you know him, Sexy Mo knows what I'm talking about. He'll be like, okay, listen.
Here,
let me talk to you for a second. The miscommunication was, so you saying the order wasn't correct on this and that. All right, so what we're gonna do? Listen, we're gonna get you these cheese sticks, and we'll get you cheese sticks. Here's a discount coupon. I know what he does.
I'm gonna figure out, but that's a crutch. And I always teach managers that's a crutch to give stuff away. You should be able to diffuse the situation by having dialogue and not use giving a free item away.
But it isn't. But
you have that as a manager. You have that, but
you have done it.
I teach my managers not to use it as a crutch. And I said, tell them you shouldn't be giving away a bunch of stuff. You should be able to diffuse whatever it is verbally by having that dialogue and educating. And that's teaching them how to diffuse things and have dialogue without, you just give this away, because then that becomes, that's all you gotta do. Complain to Popeyes and give you free chicken. No, you should have that dialogue. So I'm a different mindset when it comes to management.
That's a different mindset, and you're right. And you're right. You should not be. That shouldn't be your crutch. But you have done it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, in certain scenarios,
that's all I want to know.
If this scenario, because a lot of times people are mad at a situation.
Please tell the witness to answer the question.
Yes, you have things in your arsenal.
Thank you. All I want to know.
There's different resolves. There are different ways of different resolutions within a scenario. And you got to figure out which.
And you have been known to throw a couple of breadsticks and drumsticks and extra upsizing pizzas in your day.
If you waited for your order at Pizza Hut back in the day, and it's been 45 minutes and they never even put the order in, and I know you frustrated. Yeah, I'm gonna smooth that over. Hey, I'm gonna throw this in. Hey, enjoy. I'm making sure that that's right in that scenario. Yeah. Exactly. But
ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
it's different resolves.
I want to point out that the witness said the total opposite in the beginning of this cross-examination. Ladies and gentlemen, he said he did not and would not soften anything out.
That's not
your credibility, J Black. Your credibility on this.
No,
I rest my case.
I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. You went from one extreme to the other.
You have to. You have to have some type of balance of resolve, because everything isn't necessarily, that
black or white.
That person's fault. Yeah, it's different ways to resolve, but it should not be a crutch where you always, I'm giving this away free. No, because I rarely do that. That's not my style, because I can have that conversation with you. A lot of times people just want to vent. So they may want to do an event at Popeyes.
If they got issues, I have watched you do a J Black on other people. Meaning, I have watched you in certain scenarios. Like, this wasn't right. We try to frequent here. I've watched you when we've been out do this to other managers and do this. I talk to your manager, because this
J.
situation.
You are now free to leave the witness stand.
Your testimony is no longer needed.
You're no longer needed. We want to thank you for your. We want to thank you for your testimony. We want to thank you for your testimony right now.
I appreciate you, Judge.
Thank you for doing your service as a witness.
Now, where's my per diem, man? Because y'all had me here for extra days.
Oh, and Judge, just in case you're in the area, here goes some free passes to the restaurant.
And now my closing statements.
It's funny. That Roach was that hotel they had me in Texas, Billy. Now I was just out and never to be seen again.
No, he actually went to the manager.
And he was on the phone with the manager, and the lady said, "You're yelling at me," and he said,
"Yes."
What do you mean I'm yelling at you?
Yes.
I'm not yelling at you just because I asked a question. And I stopped.
Why would you disagree with? Yeah, why did you want? I said, why? Oh, because I disagree with you. That means she said, I don't want to argue with you. I said, wait, because I disagree with you, that means we're arguing. And people are good for that. If you say this and I disagree, and they say I'm not arguing. Wait, when did I argue? I just said I had a different perspective and disagree.
Well, actually, if you look up,
I don't want to argue.
Well, I mean, I know what you're saying, but honestly, if we looked up the definition of an argument, it's two different viewpoints that don't seem to have a common ground. So
But screaming and arguing is different. No, I wasn't.
Well, see,
screaming and
I'm just
arguing.
going by Shawnee Scott. Would you like to take the witness stand? Would you like to take the witness stand?
Yeah, Jay was just he wasn't yelling at her.
Can you put your hand on the Bible? Do you swear to tell most of the truth? And only lie if the lie is truly entertaining for our listeners and viewers.
I do.
Okay.
Or I will.
All right.
So
Shawnee, on the day that we are speaking of, how did you come into contact with Mr. Black? How did you come into contact with him?
What are we doing?
Well, me and Sexy Mo went to pick him up from the Roach Motel.
Excuse me, can you point at the witness that you were with? Is Sexy Mo in the courtroom right now? Is she right there?
Well, on IG, she down there.
Right.
And here she over there.
Okay, so continue. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
So we traveled by car to Arlington across from Six Flags to pick up one Jay Black.
Yes.
In the back of a deserted Texas Chainsaw Massacre looking.
Sorry, witness. We are not. We just need to get to. Was Jay Black on the phone complaining about the facilities that he chose to stay in by choice?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Was there any time that you heard him raise his voice, or was he accused of raising his voice by somebody on the other side of the phone?
He was accused of raising his voice.
And your opinion? Did you hear a raising of his tone?
No.
Did you hear a disagreement on the phone?
He didn't agree with her. No.
How long did this conversation last, Miss Scott?
I guess about 7 minutes.
Thank you, witness. I have no other questions. Sexy Mo. No, I'm playing.
Where's he going with this? No, it's okay, people. You can disagree with people.
Your Honor, I told him not to stay at that hotel, Your Honor. I told him not to stay at that hotel.
We all told him.
And this is what kills me. Jay Black is never going to raise his voice like that. This is all I'm saying to y'all. Like when you come in guns a-blazing, it's really good for Instagram, and it's really good for our morning show, and it's really good for all the likes and views, and it's really good for all the comments, and it's really good for the good conversation that people have at bars and barbecues. Did you see the girl who came in there? Because that's good. But it really doesn't find a resolution for you and your child. That's all I'm saying. I get the heat. I get the fire. I get it. But we still don't know exactly what really happened. That's the crazy part. And one more thing, and we can end this. Thank you, Billy J. Yup.
And thank you, Tam, for sending me that. Tam was the one that sent me that clip of the mom going off on the Popeyes employee. Thanks, Tam.
And my last point on this is whoever the camera person was, if you are bold enough to have that damn cell phone up, can you please get official angles? You are no longer part of the drama. You are no longer part of the dialogue. Once you have your phone out, you are now a camera person. Shut your mouth up. Don't say nothing else and get the angles so we can see everybody's facial expressions, and we can see if the girl that was next to her mom might be lying. We can't even really. I see arms. Right. I don't like her body, situation.
Yeah, like her elbow.
Yeah, I don't like her. She got her arm folded. Like, I know I'm lying, but I like the fact that I set this off. I want to see everything. Now let's make that a job now. Once you pull out the phone, you are obligated to get it. Like, get close to the manager's face. Like, get close.
That would be funny.
Yes, like they had a thing yesterday. Did you see the lady that the lady got pinned down by the cops? And you're like, which lady? I know. Happens every day.
Yes. And the cop kicked her in the face.
No, that was the black cop that kicked her in the face. This is a white cop that pinned her down. She wasn't doing nothing. And a lady came over, and the lady got super close and was like, what are you doing? She wasn't doing anything. And I was impressed because whoever had the camera phone, whoever had their phone was dead in the face. Like, they were so close. I felt like this was I thought this was produced by Netflix or Hulu. I said, God.
It was in HD.
It was everything. I said, they got everything popping right now. I said, yo. So, God, it was a horrible event. It was just, cops doing what cops do. Billy J. Edwards, yes. I hate when I get a potential scam call on my phone. Ugh.
Oh, wow.
It should be so illegal. Whole world is a freaking cameraman. Stop commentating and just shoot the film. Yes.
Some of the commentary before you get into this, the baby clip with Bootsy, but the one with the guy was like, "You ain't got no neck." When the white Karen was blocking this guy from leaving, it was his commentary was hilarious. He's like, "You ain't got $27 on Amazon. You can get a neck. You still ain't got no neck." Some of the commentary be funny though, Bill.
But you gotta make sure
from Arkansas, the guy,
just make sure you can do double duty. Like, make sure if you're gonna talk, make sure you're gonna video and be entertaining. Not everybody is an all-around player. Everybody can't be LeBron and do it all. Sometimes you just gotta shoot and take it. You might.
Is this a new law?
It's called the TMZ law. It's called the TMZ law.
All right, where does it? Give me the official words. I can add it to our law. I've been keeping track of all the different laws. We got
Jay Black has a whole doggone constitution of bylaws to live in Michael Shawn's land.
Right. What's the law?
Social media responsibility. That's what it's going to be called. Social media responsibility.
Okay.
Now, this is the actual law. If you pull out your phone to begin videoing, once you take on that responsibility, it is your full responsibility to get us the angles that we need. If you happen to decide to commentate,
it's a long law.
Sorry. This is last part. I'm sorry. This is last part. If you decide to commentate and ruin the video, you have failed. So beware of taking that chance. Thank you.
All right, new law. Got it.
Are we doing the baby now? Are we?
Yeah, we still, because our guest should be coming up, and I think that leads into our guest.
Yeah, they're about to pop up.
Boosie's comment. Yep.
All right, I should have charged my phone. You know, my phone always dies around 8:30, but now, 8:30 Texas time.
You got to get you that charging station to put your phone
now,
on.
put it on the charger.
I lost all my charging station. I used to have a whole. Oh man. All right.
What up, Trey? Trey Thomas. I like that.
Double duty.
Oh,
LOL.
good morning.
Good morning, Trey.
Hey.
I don't think
Where's
that's.
Where's
No,
Trey?
it's not.
I don't
No,
think that's not that
Trey
Trey.
Thomas
yeah.
with TRA. That's a different guy.
Yeah, those are just the rules that we need to have. All right, I'm gonna shut down my IG live. I said Mike the Hammer. That's hilarious. All right, y'all, let me shut this down. Hold up, and then I'll charge it. I will charge it.
So while we waiting for him to charge, so Lil Boosie came out and made some comments. It looks like speaking on the baby and how baby's getting his backlash. So Shawn, let's play the clip.
Everybody not with their nephew sucking dick. You know, you can't. Everybody not with that shit. You just can't put that shit on everybody and expect it to be cool. Nas X say he won't perform naked on stage for charity. You don't fuck with him like you fuck with the baby. You know, be even-sided, man. Be even-sided. You know, you don't feel that disrespect going dance naked. You don't think that's disrespect in front of boys who trying to be straight? It's totally disrespect. Totally disrespect. If I'm at awards and he go up there naked, I'm gonna drag his ass off stage and beat his ass. Yeah. You let a nigga dance naked in front of your children, you a motherfucking crazy motherfucker. Or you like dick too.
He's trying to be straight.
I told you this was the week of Dickgate, y'all.
I wish you would have said, and if you have a female naked in front of my kids too, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Like, I wish you would have said that, but I kind of wonder, yo, America, when did y'all think hip hop was ever gonna be politically correct?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't follow your PC rules, and y'all love it. And y'all white people love it even more than black people, technically. Like I don't know. It's funny. The whole basis of these songs, not all the songs. Let me say all the songs. I hate when people say that. But the basis of a large percentage of these songs are inappropriate and cross the line and are disrespectful. Then all of a sudden a rapper happens to say something disrespectful in between the songs that he performs, and y'all get outraged. That is literally like going to a Klan meeting, right? And you're at the Klan meeting and they're doing all their Klan stuff. Then in between their Klan stuff, they take off the hoods and they say the N-word. You're like, how you say the N-word? I'm being consistent on the ignorance that I've been doing the entire time. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just like, I don't know what y'all want. What do y'all want from an industry that will talk about knocking chicks down 3 at a time? Females will talk about what their vagina is. Nobody ever says, yo, shout out to all my ladies. Put your phones in the air if your vagina smells like water.
Mine is crystal clear, spring water.
It's PG over here.
I know what he's saying. But my thing is like, y'all was cool with that. Like all of a sudden it went to when he said this, y'all were like, oh, well, wait a second. Like if the baby would have said literally, who want to F me tonight? Any woman who wants to F me tonight, light them cell phones up. You wouldn't have y'all wouldn't have had a problem with that. Like you can't pick out disrespect when the whole thing is disrespectful, and then pick out the little disrespectful parts that you don't like. Like, oh, this is disrespectful. Oh, this is disrespectful. Not the line where he says, the way she went down on me, she swallowed like she ain't want no kids. Y'all cool with that? Like that one was okay.
That's why I said selective responsibility in hip hop, though. That's why I keep saying that. It's a selective responsibility mentality. It really is. People pick and choose out of it what they feel like is wrong. And if it's germane to them and their cause, then they want the world to jump on their bandwagon and jump on their cancel culture for this person.
Look, I don't have a problem with what Bootsy said, except when you say I'm gonna drag him off. I already know where the triggers are.
So you ain't got a problem when he said that you got boys trying. He said the boys are trying to be straight, and then you naked in front of them. Like you can change.
I think that his wording, what he's saying is like, you got heterosexual boys in the audience
trying to be straight,
but they're not trying. They're just doing their thing. They're being straight, and then they got to see a naked dude up on the stage, but y'all don't have a problem with that. Like when people say, this is the thing when we're listening to Bootsy and these guys, we want to pick apart their words as if these cats were authors. Like they're literally, like they write books. They're just speaking. When he says trying to be straight, he don't mean like they're in the middle of trying to be straight. He's saying trying to be straight. I'm just trying to do me.
So by seeing a naked guy on stage, that can convert you over to now you're gay? I think that because that's what he was saying. Like they try, like you could steer them in another direction by you being naked on stage. Like you can change who they are as a person.
No, I don't think. I think isn't that inappropriate then? If you're part of the gay community and you feel that the baby says something inappropriate against your sexuality, can't you feel that if you're heterosexual that's offensive to me? That you're gonna be naked in front of me when you know I'm a heterosexual? That's what I think he's saying. But when people start trying to grab Bootsy's words and go like, oh, he trying to be, and people are like, how can you try to be? You know what he's saying, but y'all want to take those little parts of it so y'all can get your comments off.
Well, our guest is here.
So introduce Shawnee. If you're ready, you do the introductions.
Okay, well, coming to the stage, joining Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends today is a fabulous hairstylist, a fabulous entertainer. His name is Coy Simmons, and he is an openly gay male who is here to be completely honest and transparent. And I just love this guy. I think he is fabulous. And let's clap it up for Coy Simmons. Here he is.
Coy Simmons! Coy!
Welcome.
Coy, what's good?
It's early.
It's early. Okay, yeah, we up early.
Can he turn his phone to the side? Can he turn his phone sideways?
Oh, can you? Yeah, that way.
There you go.
There you go.
There
you got a box.
First of all, Coy, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for waking up early and taking time out. Please, before we even get into this conversation, because I've gotten in trouble, not on this subject, but I've already lost relationships. Please do not be offended by any of the jokes that may happen on the sidelines from Jay Black. Listen.
From Jay Black.
We're not responsible for that.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Coy, and the other thing, I said it earlier before we had you on the show, because this normally happens to blacks and minorities, Hispanics, when they are asked questions to represent a certain either, I guess, gender, lifestyle, or whatever, we act as if they're speaking for the entire world. So if I answer a question for Hispanics, it's like all Hispanics think like this. And I don't want to put that pressure on you. I know you're speaking for yourself and not everything like that. We'll start from the beginning. When did you know? When did you start thinking, or did you know once you were like 2 years old, 3 years old, that you were gay?
From the very beginning.
Like how old were you when you like it came
I
into?
would say, I don't know, around about maybe 6-ish, 5-ish, 6-ish.
And cause I want to know in your mind, is it confusing? What are the dilemmas? What do you go through? And what if it was a difficult situation? How can parents make that easier? You go. I know that's a lot.
Okay, yeah, that's a whole lot. But okay, it wasn't confusing. It's never been confusing. The only time it becomes confusing is when you have other people's influence on you, such as your parents, such as your church, such as your community. So I mean, you know who you are when you come into this world, but it's other people's expectations of you that you have to deal with. And now I have to acclimate into your world and not, forget me and
Right.
how I feel. I have to acclimate to what makes you feel comfortable. So if there has been any feeling of rejection or uncomfortability in my life, it has been imposed by other people. And what was the rest of the questions?
No, I got so into your answer. Shit, I forgot the rest of the question. All right, so when do you make the decision that I'm not going to acclimate to your world anymore? I'm going to do me. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to live my truth right now. What age were you? Was it June 15th? When was it?
Actually, it was January the 1st.
Okay.
January the 1st. I'm not sure of which year that was, but I know that I was about 18 years old, and this is when I just decided for myself that I wasn't going to hide anymore, and I wasn't going to try to play it straight anymore. Now listen, my whole life, everybody's always known, just like me. So like I've never been hiding anything.
Right.
I know who I am, and it's always been clear who it was that I was. So I mean, it comes to you to become when you're trying to become yourself, when you are stepping into the fullness of yourself. It probably takes a lot of conflict with other people and yourself, and when you grow tired of that, then that's when you pretty much just come out and live your life and be who it is that you are.
And we're talking to Coy Simmons. He's doing us this great favor of having somebody who can speak on certain issues like, okay, let's get to it. Did you see the video with the baby on stage that he's getting dragged for right now?
I did.
You did. You go. What are your comments? How do you feel? Go ahead. Like, I'm not, go ahead.
Well, honestly, I don't feel any type of way because these are entertainers, and I mean, as you said, if you listen to some of their songs, I mean, it's highly disrespectful all the way around. So I can't pick, this is so disrespectful that you did, and this is so disrespectful that you did, when all around, there's an issue, and that needs to be spoke about in our community. When it comes to what he said, to people that, to the gay people that carry on like that, you know, I'm sure that a few of them were offended by it. For the people who suffer from the HIV, I'm pretty sure that they felt some type of way. But I would implore everyone to think about all of the things that are done against you in the day's time that aren't said. We live in a society that, especially now, you can say something and it just goes like wildfire. But we actively have people, elected officials, that are making decisions on our behalf, and you know, we're saying nothing about this. This is doing more detriment than a man on stage talking about some sucking some dick and whatever else he said. To me, there's a bigger picture, and there's bigger fish to fry when it comes to our social being and our collective being. You know, we elect people to speak on our behalf, and they're totally doing things opposite.
And you know, you're 1000% right, because see, that's not a good Instagram post. See, that's not a good TikTok video.
No.
And what that would take is that you actually have to read up, and then you have to actually follow through on what this person, man or woman, that we elected in whatever position, whether it be a judge, a prosecutor, whether it be a mayor or a governor. So you got to do actual work, and you can't just read something for 30 seconds and then get a view and opinion. I totally agree with that there's a bigger picture here, but they get us distracted by this.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
we're distracted. Yeah, we're distracted by this situation. So what irritates you about heterosexuals when they talk about the gay lifestyle? What was a pet peeve where you go, I wish y'all would shut the fuck up?
My thing is the thing about the children. First of all, I mean, have you seen the children nowadays? Like, they're not stupid. They come out working iPhones. They're not dumb. They're not ignorant. The thing that I feel like the difference between the children now and when I was brought up. See, I was brought up in a time that you do as I say, not as I do.
Yep.
That stuff don't ride with these children nowadays.
Nope.
These children, they see what you do and they do what you do. So, like, if there was anything, it would be like, oh, they're pushing the gay lifestyle, the homosexual lifestyle, the alternative lifestyle over on children. When, I mean, children aren't stupid. They know what's going on.
Right.
I mean, it's not rocket science. They know, you know. And as far as gay culture being introduced into mainstream, listen. For a moment there, us Black people, we couldn't be seen on TV in roles that made us not subservient to white people. For a long time, this was the way that we were introduced into the world. We were the servants. We were the lowly person. We were the dowdy, old mammy type figures. That's what we were. And when they saw Black people, when we did come into the mainstream, and Black people are now lawyers, and we are not subservient to white people, and we're not being slaves, and I mean we're being people and having lives and showing that we can love just like everybody else.
Right.
Then, you know, then there becomes a talk. So when you see gay people on TV, this Whoopi Goldberg said it best for me. If you don't like gay marriage, don't marry a gay person. So if you have a problem with gay culture, and this is the thing, we have such 2D, one-dimensional views on gay people. all gay people aren't like me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like other people. People aren't like me. I come from a different background. They come from different backgrounds. I think completely different than most gay people about most things. But you would know that unless you would take the time out to have a conversation with me
Exactly.
and get an understanding. If you read the word says, in all of thy getting, get an understanding above all things.
Yep.
So I prefer to get an understanding. Yeah, I live my life the way that I do, but as far as pushing it off on you, no, I would never push my lifestyle off on anybody else. Really, I don't care because it's my life. And if you're not in it, what you say and what you think about it, it really doesn't matter to me. But for the rest of the world, we have a whole and not talking bad about my people, but when you have been not accepted for so long, these there is a whole culture of people dying to be accepted that lives for your acceptance. Why do you think that the world is talking about Nas X? This is a person that wants to be seen. This is a person that wants to be talked about.
Mm. And I'm glad you brought Nas X up because I feel bad for all artists, no matter what their sexuality. Being in radio for 20 years, when I feel like they're being exploited and I feel like they're not controlling their narrative, and I've seen it happen with rappers who really weren't drug dealers, who really weren't murderers, but they were like, "This is what I gotta portray." And I want your opinion on Nas X. I almost feel like somebody between him, Cardi, and Megan, somebody's sitting there going like, "Just do it like this, and I promise you it'll sell."
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's not what even though Nas X could have one boyfriend and be super loyal to that person. And then they go, yeah, but we want you to do this. How do you feel about, do you ever think they're exploiting, that the record companies are exploiting the gay lifestyle?
Yeah, but I mean, of course,
say what you want to say, Coy.
The music industry.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, be coy.
The music industry is going to exploit any lifestyle. Just like it came to the hood, like the got niggas from the hood and exploited the way that we live, and now everybody's wearing braids and long nails. Even in the gay community, every woman looks like a drag queen at this point.
Okay. Yep.
Every woman in the mainstream talks like a gay man.
Honey, get your life. Honey.
It's not given what it's supposed to be given.
Wait, you're telling me all gay guys don't sound like that? Is that what you're telling me? They don't all talk like that? Wow.
No.
But that's the voice that you go to when you're describing your gay friends.
Right. Even if your gay friends don't talk that way.
Yes.
Wow. Go ahead, ladies.
Yes, it's highly exploitive, but we have to also remember that these artists do, like, yes, they want their careers to flourish, but they have a choice in all of this too. We have a choice to be exploited or not. And for the right amount of money, you can exploit me. I'm just saying, for the right amount of money, you can exploit me.
Hey,
we all have our price, so
Hold on,
you're not trying to be responsibly gay. You saying, hey.
Hold on. That's why I realized there's a common ground, right? I'm a flaming heterosexual, and I've said the same thing you just said.
Yes.
For the right amount of money.
That's for any of us. That's for any of us.
Yeah.
You write that check for any of us, and we are going to go out.
Yeah.
I guess.
Hey, yo, make sure y'all find out what time that happened on the show. We need that. Go ahead, Mo.
I do have a question. So socially, I know that some moments you are in a woman appearance. Your makeup flawless, hair flowing. And then I've seen pictures of you dressed as more masculine, so to speak.
Okay.
What do you say to women who may have the kickback or give you the kickback to say, well, this is why I can't find a man because, you know, some people don't know whether they want to be a man one day or a female the next day. What do you have to say about things like that?
Baby, where are you going to shop
heard
for a man? Where are you finding these men at? Because this is my thing. If you don't want a gay person, don't be with a gay person. And when it comes to, and this is my mind, and my mindset, my experience, most people, period, have a level of bisexuality to them. I've said this before many times. However, with that being said, I don't think that.
Just say it.
I don't think that's got nothing to do. Like, well, I'm thinking about her question.
Mm-hmm.
The way I look has nothing to do because I mean we're not even on the same team, so I'm not even looking over there at you for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know,
because there is a difference between your who you identify as in terms of gender versus your sexuality or your sexual preference. So
Correct.
How do you, and I'm not saying that it's your obligation to make people understand that, but how do you explain that when like today I see you beautiful, glammed up, and then tomorrow I see you and you're still beautiful. And I said this before you came on the show, you're a beautiful human being. But I see you on a masculine side. And I'm like, okay, that's Coy, the person who looks like a man today. What do you say to people who say, all right, well, which, you know, people may say, are you confused? Like, of who you want to be?
When it comes to that. Okay. I got you. Okay, when it comes to me, anything that I put on, anything that I wear, for me, it is a mere rag because naked I came in this world and naked I shall leave. That's how I look at it.
Coy just started a church out this joint.
Yes,
wait a
second. It's only rags. It's only rags because at the end of the day, if you look at history, heels were worn, introduced by men. And women started wearing high heels to become more masculine and to be taken more seriously and to look more like men.
Men wore lace wigs. I mean,
we have wore powdered wigs and sitting up on top of our head looking crazy. So, like, these are rags. This is paint. It has nothing to do with the person that I really am. Today, I just felt like wearing my hair and my wig and painting my face on.
And them eyebrows are beat.
And tomorrow I'm not going to feel like that. Maybe I'm not going to feel like that. Maybe I am going to wear Jordans and jeans and whatever else that it is that I'm going to wear that day. For me, and this is only for me, there's no confusion. Because I live in me every day. I live with me every day. There's nothing confused about my life. Everything in it is cut and dry. It's
so you're very intentional.
Very intentional. Very intentional. But you have to be. When you wake up, you have to be intentional about your days, or they're not going to go right, or you're going to be living the version of your life that other people have set up for you. And I plan on always living the version of me that I planned out for, not other people. So no, there's no confusion going on, and there's no misunderstanding on my behalf. It's
so
just
what do you do when women
like
hit on you though? So what do you do when women hit on the Coy that come through with the Jordans? when the Coy come through with the Jordans and the fitted, what do you do about that? Like how do you?
I mean, you nip that in the bud, like you know that this ain't even what you want over here, and no, and I let it be known that that's not it, girl. This ain't even what you want. You know, I could do your hair or something, but that's it.
So
you know,
what do you do? What do you do on the flip side? Because when Shawnee first showed us your picture, I ain't know you. I just thought you was a woman.
I said, "Oh, she's pretty."
Like I was just like, "Oh, so what do you do on the flip side when a guy assumes that you're a woman and comes to holler at you?"
This ain't what you want, nigga.
All right.
This ain't what you want, nigga.
You throw that little bass in there on
right, and then you know, and see with men it's so different because either I'll get okay, that's what's up, and then they'll go on, and then like what the fuck that's got to do with me, and then like this I have to go completely different. Hey, I'm married and this and that and other, you know, like it's crazy
because there are men out there who will still come holler at you who consider themselves or portray themselves as being heterosexual. So let's make sure that we put that out there too, because I'm pretty sure you've had people holler at you and you give them the base and they say, yeah, but I still want it. Right. And so how do you navigate that scenario?
Well, I mean, for me, it's very easy. I got a man at home. Like you know, like, it's cool. Like that usually cuts off everything unless the nigga be like, what's your nigga got to do with me? But that's not a very hard situation for me at all. You know, like, you know, no, thank you.
I gotta ask you this question, and once again, this is one of the questions where you're gonna be like, "Well, how the fuck do I know that, Mike? I don't know. I don't know this one. I don't know him." Okay, famous DJ that I work with and Jay Black work with DJ Mr. C from New York City. Are you familiar with Mr. C from New York City?
Not familiar.
Okay, huge, iconic hip hop DJ, and he got found out where he was getting transgenders to perform oral sex on him. And you know, that was a big deal 10 years ago. That was like going to end his career. Now he's come out, lived his truth, and said that's what he's into. That's what he does. And we're like, Mr. C, do you? You're a great DJ. Who cares? But he keeps saying, and I'm not saying I don't believe him. I'm just trying to understand what this is. He says he's never had sex with one of the transgenders. He just gets oral sex from them. Look, I'm not part of that life. But my thing is, like, I don't know how... I don't get it. Is that possible that you just live a whole lifestyle where you just get another dude that's dressed up like a girl to perform oral sex on you, but no sex happens after that?
Okay. I believe that it's possible, but highly unlikely. And just, you know, for everybody watching, when we refer to our transgendered sisters, we want to call them women because that's what they
just
prefer.
Call them women. Okay,
just that these women. So yeah, we're gonna call them women. This is the thing about all of that. I'm really not interested what happens in other people's bedrooms because you know, I'll be trying to keep mine together. But it's likely that has happened. It's possible, but not likely, because if you just let's be real about the situation.
Right.
Anytime that you have been given the oral sex, you already know what comes next.
Yeah, I was just asking. That's what. Yeah, I just
you know what comes next. So maybe that was his way of telling us to mind our own business. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know.
Or do you think because he's acknowledged receiving, that he's trying to put it out there that he's not giving or taking or I guess what they would consider the bottom of the situation? Do you think that it's just his way of detaching and keeping his quote unquote masculinity about the situation?
Correct, because we really don't know what actually goes on in that bedroom. Because in my experience and opinion, most guys that want transgendered women, they like to be on the bottom.
Wait a minute. Most guys that like transgender women,
of course,
want to be on the bottom.
Of course. Why would you go? I mean, why would you leave all of these actual women to go and screw a man that looks like a woman? Why would you do that? Most men that like transgendered women likes to get plowed through. And that's just
right.
Well, damn.
That's just, but
it open.
But that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, that for me, it makes a lot of sense to me because, like, why would a man come to me for something that he could go to you for?
Okay.
There's no
just
use.
common sense.
There's no use
common
for
sense.
me when you're there. So the only use for me that comes in is to provide him with something that you can't provide. So,
well, I mean, it's just, I guess more conversations need to be had simply because when I'm talking to you, like you're saying common sense stuff. And I've always said a genius is somebody's master common sense. But then when I'm watching TV and I'm like, well, why are y'all making so? I'm thinking I know what I'm talking about. But then when I get the verification from somebody who's there, I go like, that's what I've been trying to say this entire. Are you ever in an atmosphere? Because I don't have, back in the day, Wendy Williams claims she has gaydar. Have you ever been in a situation where you go and there's a couple and you can just look at a man and be like, girl don't know that he's probably, can you tell just from a small conversation, just from a hello, can you be like, that girl don't know he's not just,
I'm different when it comes to that because I really live in my own bubble and I mind my own business and I really don't care normally when it comes to like, is he suspect? But there has been many instances that I'm like, girl, do you not know that you got a girl over there with you? Like, this is a whole woman. No, like, seriously. And these are, I've seen, like, these are women in the church. These are women, like, women in the community that love these men. And I'm like, that's a whole girl over there. But, I mean, it happens. It happens. But, like I said, most of the time, I can't tell because I'm not paying attention to that.
Right.
So.
Do you get offended? I don't know if you know, but guys will always say something, and if we say something that is taken in society as suspect, we always say pause afterwards, right? We always like pause,
yes,
like
yes.
No matter what we say, like literally.
My producer does that all the time.
Like I figured out a game that I can literally say, I can make you have to say pause after every sentence if I want to. I can take it in. Does that ever offend you when somebody says pause? You're like, oh. That's like if a white person says something that was taken as being black, and after they say it, they go like, pause. Like, wouldn't black people get offended and be like, wait, what, you don't want to sound?
No, listen, I don't care. Like, listen.
Coy don't give a fuck. Coy don't care about nothing. Coy don't give a fuck.
Right. This is the truth. That is so true. Like, when it comes to stuff like this, I really am reaching when it comes to stuff because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck about people and what you think and all of that. But for us, like, we have gay people that, for me, we focus on the wrong thing. And there's this famous transgender lady and another person, and they're supposed to be having a conversation about toxic masculinity and how we protect our men from when they say stuff like what the baby said and all of that. My take on all of that is if I accept me and I come to some consensus of who I am and I am okay with me, I do not have to have other people okay with me. That's, for me, the gay community in whole. Like, you wouldn't have to fight for equality and acceptance if you practiced it.
Right.
Because on the gay pyramid, there's a hierarchy there. Gay white men are at the top.
God damn, ain't that about a bitch? Even there. Oh, man.
Right.
Even there.
Right.
Ain't this some...
Oh, and at the bottom are all of the transgenders and all, everybody else that falls underneath that category. So for us as a community, there has to be a lot of healing that goes along with it because you got girls that look like girls, and then you got girls that look like boys in dresses, honey. And there's a difference between them.
So are those the lipstick Because I know y'all got a lot of terminology,
Well,
and you always try to think.
That's just like light-skinned niggas and dark-skinned niggas.
Got you.
No, really. That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that's like. That's just like, the house slaves and the field slaves. Like, you all slaves.
Right.
And there's a big divide because, I'm in the house and I get to do this and I get to do that, and you're not this and you're not that. Well, if we come together first, but this is a conversation that we in the community have to have together.
Yep.
And that's the gay meeting. We got to have
y'all gotta have the gay meeting first.
We got to have the gay meeting first before we can come out to the people and tell them, hey, accept us. No, we can't. You don't have to tell anybody. Listen, if you walk in integrity and if you respect yourself, you never have to tell nobody to respect you. Because what is understood never has to be said. When I walk into a room, I'm never having to fight for respect, because when I walked into the room, I brought that with me. So I'm not searching from that and seeking validation from other people, because my appearance here was validation enough for me. So I'm not seeking that in people around me. And how could I ever seek that when I don't have that for myself? And really, that's what I'm talking about with the gay community. We have to, but like I said, that's the gay meeting that we have to have.
We gotta have a gay meeting.
Listen, I'm gonna need you to make sure y'all have. Let me know. I need to participate in the meeting after the meeting.
Right.
I want to make sure I'm educated.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Mo, how about you mind your goddamn business? Always trying to get it on it. This is the gay meeting.
It's important for me because I do have gay people in my family, and I want to make sure that I'm respecting their community as well, and make sure that I'm not wrong, in some of the things that I communicate with them about. So yes, I do want to know, and I'm nosy as hell. So yes, I do want to be at the meeting after the meeting.
Women always think they got the inside track on gayness. I hate when women are like, you got to have a gay friend. You know how mad you'd be if a white woman said, yo, it's great to have a black girlfriend. You should all have black girlfriends.
No, it is. On everything you just said is so true. It is so good to have a gay best friend. It is so good to have for white people. It's so good for y'all to have black people around you, just so you can. Because I have white friends, and baby, when I tell you, I know that they're so sick of me preaching about their privilege. Honey, you are privileged, and I need you to recognize that you are privileged. These white women that I'm friends with, you need to understand that your privilege imposes on my blackness a lot of times.
Well,
but if you don't understand that, if you have no understanding of that, and if you don't have any common ground with these people, then then it's not a conversation. Then I'm the one with the problem. Just like it's always good to have a gay friend, because for a long time, I had some girlfriends that that called gay men punks and fags, and they didn't do it out of malice. It was not malicious, but it was just the jargon. It was just the lingo. And hey, girl, that's not cute for you to say that, because if you get around a whole lot of us, somebody gonna slap you. So don't say that in public, or don't say that out loud, because you're gonna get your teeth slapped out of your mouth. And these are men, so it's gonna hurt.
The hand a little bit bigger. It's a little bit sturdier.
Yours, even though they got nails on it, their hand is bigger than yours, and it's more powerful and mighty. So don't do that. The man's gonna slap you in your mouth. So it is always good to have diverse friendships and things of that nature, because
I totally get what you're saying. I meant it in the way where sometimes people use you like having a gay friend almost like it's like having a cell phone. Like when they be like, yeah, everybody needs a gay, like a gay friend to really your friends. Like if you're really friends. And it's good to have a real friend to educate you about something. But when you just start saying it like it's a pair of sneakers, everybody should go out and get them a gay friend. I'm like, y'all not kind of watch, because if y'all say that about a Puerto Rican, everybody need a Puerto Rican friend. He know how to fix your car. He know how to do.
All gays ain't created equal either. So
And that's something else, because Coy brought up something last year when he was on another show, that gay doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be the opposite sex, because Coy is a man. He is a gay man. And another thing that you mentioned, because I was going to ask you if you were still in a relationship, are you guys still thinking about having kids?
See, this is the thing. At the time that you were talking to me, I was in, like, we were about to adopt a baby, but that kind of went through, so I couldn't talk about that at that moment. But at this point, no, I don't want any children. Now, I'm not everybody, but I don't want children because I want to be wealthy and rich, and I know that I'm not going to be able to do that with children.
Crib midget steal all your money.
I'm glad. Hey, Coy, I'm glad.
Midget steal all your money.
And listen, and later on in my life, when I have arrived to that place, I will think about having children then.
Take your time, Coy. Take your time.
I most definitely will.
Take that damn time.
It's more than a notion, and because I see what you guys go through with y'all's children, so and I know that I would be that in probably 100 times more and worse than you guys. So. Yeah,
don't get it.
Let me grow up a little bit before I get some children.
Exactly. and please, let's not get it messed up. I love my kids with every part of my heart. I will die and step in front of bullets. But if I didn't have them, I would not have to wake up this early in the morning and do this fucking show. I'd be rich.
Speaking of kids, our next guest is here. It's Brandon and Timothy. They are a married couple, and they actually have 2 kids. So I'm gonna add them to the conversation.
All right. Well, I thought we should. Do you want to add everybody? You want to close one out, and then you want to say bye to Coy?
I don't know. Do we want to say bye to Coy?
I mean, Coy, you still want to hang? You want to hang in here and chill with us? I don't know if you want. I don't know if you got something to do, because you're looking around like you might have some plans. I don't know.
I don't have anything to do until 11.
All right. So introduce our guest again. Introduce the guest.
We have Brandon and Timothy, I believe, from Longview, Texas. Married couple. Exactly. Parent of 2 kids, 2 boys, right?
Okay, the parents now on the panel, and I was the reason why Shawnee did this, because I had questions, and when you were watching, you have you have 2 boys, 2 girls, 1 girl, 1 boy. What are the kids?
We have 2 boys.
2 boys. Okay. How old? What are the ages? Because I need just.
We have a 2-year-old and we have a 16-year-old.
Oh, 16-year-old. They're both perfect. God bless you, and blessings for having the kids, but a 16-year-old or something. As a parent, you're watching. How do you feel about not just gay sexuality? This is what I don't want. I don't want I mean sexuality being pushed when your 16-year-old is watching, let's say, the BET Awards. Are you do you cut the TV off and say you're not watching that, or how do you handle stuff like that?
I mean, it's certain things that you want your child not to watch, because some things are a little graphic or vulgar for their age. So what we try to do is just try to look and see what they want to watch, and then we just evaluate their situation to see if we're going to let them watch it or not.
Okay, now I want to give give me an example of something that you're not gonna watch. Like, give me something where you guys were like, or maybe you were watching it and in the middle you were like, we got to turn this off.
Wait.
Why y'all looking at each other? Why? There's something that y'all were watching. Tell me it was Cardi B and Megan. Was it?
Mainly that's what it is. Like, as far as like stuff with cussing, we not really pushing that issue, because like when he go to school, he hears them type of things at the school. Mm-hmm. But as far as like people taking their clothes off, like stuff that's like X-rated and stuff like that, that's stuff that we just try to like take off the TV, because he is a growing boy and he is in puberty, and he's hitting all those spurts. So we just try to keep it minimal as possible because we don't need nothing.
Y'all ain't trying to be grandparents early. Y'all ain't trying to be grandparents early.
And you're talking about the 16-year-old, right?
No, we don't have that to do.
All right, let me just do a quote, an ignorant heterosexual quote.
Okay, go ahead.
You adopt boys, and because 2 gay men adopted boys, the boys are going to be gay.
I've heard this numerous times.
We hear that all the time.
Numerous times. And let me tell you something. The way I see it is, and it's no different than a straight household. Because there's certain things that you're not even talking about to your kids. There's certain things that you don't even show your children. So that has nothing to do with determining the sexuality of a child. If the parents are gay, if you have 2 gay parents or you have 2 lesbian parents, I don't think that dictates a person's sexuality. I mean, 2 straight people can have children and their children come out gay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't understand what the difference is. That doesn't determine anything. And people's misconception of being gay and having children is false because it doesn't determine anything.
All right, I'm gonna run down the ignorant heterosexual terms that are used all the time and are accepted. Everybody just says it. Okay, they show 2 guys kissing on TV, and the first thing a heterosexual person will say is, "Why are they trying to push this on us? Why are they trying to push this lifestyle on us?" Your response. And Coy, you can always say something too, Coy. But go ahead. Your response first to the parents.
I don't think it's pushing anything on them. I mean, that's the same thing with, you see straight people on TV kissing. I mean, is that pushing people to be straight? I mean, just because I think kids are going to be what they want to be when they grow up, whether it's, gay, straight, whatever. I don't think seeing anything on TV, is going to push that issue or, change them on what they want to be.
Now, the next one. The next one is similar to the last one. The next one. I don't need to have my kids watching TV and now 2 dudes are kissing. Now I got to explain this. Now I got to sit in front of a TV and now my child, and I think I'm like, oh, they kissing. Why 2 guys kissing? Why should I have to explain that?
Because that's your job as a parent.
See, my thing is, I think that it's like this. We raise our children to think certain things. So therefore, when they see something that's out of the normal, that's when they're going to start asking questions. So that is understandable. I mean, if I'm raising my kids to be straight and then they see something other than what I'm telling them, they're going to ask me, hey, Daddy, what's that? What's going on? So that's just an understandable response.
Right.
For children. They're going to ask, they're going to question, they're going to want to know, just like our child is adopted. So therefore, we're going to eventually have to talk about that. We're going to have to talk about, how do I have 2 daddies? That's just something that's going to come up.
And I'm glad you hit that because you talked about societal norms and your household norms, which are 2 different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your 2-year-old, you're going to have to address that when they get into, preschool or kindergarten and you guys come to functions or you come to pick them up. How do you start that conversation and what does that conversation look like when Megan says, hey, you have 2 dads. Where's your mom? How do you address that? How do you start that conversation?
See, I always envision, I don't know if it's going to work that way because we're kind of new at this. But I always had this envision that, especially with the 2-year-old, that I could, instill stuff in him to kind of build a strong structure. So therefore, he will already know that this is to come. Because it's gonna happen. Kids gonna ask. Kids gonna want to know. It's Mother's Day. Where's your mother? Or it's family. Different events at the school. Mm-hmm. So then they're gonna be asking questions. But I figured that, if you give them that strong foundation, they know what's up. They know what's going on. They know how this works. I think that will kind of deflect a lot of that that they have going on.
We had a topic. I think it was around Father's Day. And once again, I know y'all not speaking for every gay person in the world. I know this is your personal opinion. I just always want to say that because I hate when somebody is like, well, he said this, so he's speaking for every gay. No, he's speaking for himself, and that's it. But there was a woman who got on and said she thinks Father's Day should be changed to I forget what she said, your Guardian Day. Guardian Day, because how about the kids who just have two moms and don't have a dad? Now, I'm going to be honest, true transparency. I said, you got me fucked up if you think I'm losing Father's Day. And I don't care. I was like, look, we're not losing. But is there anything when you see stuff like that, do you agree with something like that? Disagree? Obviously, you're two dads. So your thing would be opposite. Well, they shouldn't be called Mother's Day because my children don't have mothers. Do you think like that, or is that just the white lady just saying some craziness?
I don't think like that. I think it should just be like it is. I mean, I don't think like that. I don't think it should be changed.
Okay.
Are there roles in your relationship?
Wait.
I have things I want to say.
Okay.
Okay, so I do not. I don't think that things that have been in existence for years should be adjusted. Okay, I don't think that it should be changed. But at the end of the day, I don't know. It's like a big divide. Like, I don't know why people think that, just because. Okay, see, what I'm trying to say is gay is new. Okay, it's been around. But what I'm saying is we are able to like talk about it now, and stuff was a lot of times hidden years ago. So you were not coming out. You were not saying, flashing being gay, publicly, because, it was a lot of haters or people trying to attack you or bashing you, or you go to different places and they just being mean, just all around mean. So the way that I see it is, I don't feel that no holidays that have been in existence for a long time should be changed. But on the other hand, it doesn't affect me, even though it's predominantly a straight holiday, if you want to say.
Right. I got you. And this is going to be my last typical heterosexual comment that I hear. And then I might have said it before. I ain't going to lie. I may have said it before. Gay people got more rights than black people right now. Now, y'all got the double-edged sword because y'all black and gay. But there'll be people say, gay people got more rights than black people. If I say a gay joke, they kill me at work. If I get on stage and I say they got more rights than black people, your response is, I know y'all black, but y'all response on when people
gay
say
people
stuff
have
like
been through the ringer. I'm just going to say that. Do we broadcast it? No, because, there has been a lot of things that happen. But I do feel like we should eventually have some type of rights because we have had no rights for so long. We had to be quiet for so long. We couldn't speak. We couldn't validate ourselves. We couldn't say anything pertaining to our sexuality. So that's why you get so many people just, trying to shout it to the rooftops because you couldn't talk about it. It was something that was not said.
It's just making us equal amongst everybody else.
And that's all that should be. I don't think, we should put people in a section. I don't think that we should say gay. We all people, okay? What we do in the bedroom or in the comfort of our own home, in the back room or wherever you do what you do, I don't think that should be like the main idea of the subject. But see, that's the difference in straights, and that's the difference in gay people. We just want to live just together and normal as possible, but then society puts us in this bubble saying, hey, you're gay, or something like that. I don't understand that.
I would just like to know which rights that we have that straight people don't have.
Right.
I want to know too. The only thing that I have seen is marriage. That's the only thing that we have been allowed to do.
And I don't even know why y'all push for that shit. I don't even know why. I don't know. No, I say it all the time.
Listen,
y'all had it so good.
This is the reason, because we are with these people. I've been with this man for the last 16 years. And when you are with somebody and you build a life, just like when you fall dead and your wife gets your house, if he falls, hold up.
Come on, boy.
If he falls dead, I'm gonna need to get this house.
Even insurance. So you can't even get on his insurance.
Right.
You can't get on his insurance or nothing.
You're right.
Previously, what would happen is you would get booty. You know, you'll be staying with this person all this time, like he said, 16 or however many years, and then you happen, and then you gotta go.
Or you because his family comes in.
Or you can't make the decision.
Their family comes in and just takes over everything. Like once everybody dies,
because you're not considered when they talk about domestic partnership. Because even heterosexual people who are together like that have more rights than you do. Yeah.
Well, I just wish I could have been. Boy, I wish heterosexual marriage is illegal. So when my girl tries to press me, I'm like, bitch, I ain't trying to break the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. What are you talking about? You trying to get me? I'm already on papers. You trying to get me to break the law again?
Yeah, that is too funny.
So first of all, once again, congratulations on being parents. Do you ever get the typical when you first go to the school and you go to maybe a parent-teacher conference, or you go to a function where all the kids got to go to, do you still get looks, or are people treating you like regular, the way they should treat people?
Let me tell y'all something, and I have always thought about it like this. People have changed. The world has evolved. This is 2021. So no one is stuck in the 90s or the 80s or 70s, whatever. So the world has changed. People don't look at people like that. We used to be foster parents before we were actual parents. So we had foster kids that we had to, take to classes in school like that. And people would come, they'd be like, oh, they're dressed so nice, or they look so nice, or you always keep them together. Most foster kids are not like that. So, I mean, I just know I'm going to do what I'm going to do for me, and I don't need no justification from nobody. So, therefore, my kid is going to be well taken care of.
All right, Stephanie, she has a comment. She says, gay rights have been televised, hate crimes, equality crimes. Americans are ready for a civil change. Slow, steady pace, because America needs to evolve. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you very much. I didn't ask you about the baby comments. Did y'all hear what the baby said on stage? The rapper, the baby? Are y'all up on the rap? Because you might not be.
I seen that on Instagram.
What was your take on it? Were you offended or you didn't care? What was your take on it? Then I got one more question after that.
I mean, I just really don't feed into all that stuff. So it just really it didn't.
It wasn't, you didn't take any offense to it. You didn't take it, you didn't internalize him like that. He shouldn't have said that.
I don't think he should have said it, but everybody has their own opinion.
He like Coy, he mind his damn business. I see you. I see you.
But I gotta be real with y'all. And because I don't want to be a hypocrite when I talk, now that I got y'all here and the stuff that I said. I've said shit like that on stage before. Like I've said, if you ain't got no HIV, if you HIV, and mind you, both my uncles died back to back from AIDS. And and now that I'm thinking about it, I've said that. I'm going, you ain't got no HIV, make some noise. Everybody goes crazy.
I mean, I've been in the club and they said that before. So I mean, like,
yeah. And now when he said, if you're not sucking dick in the parking lot, I was like, I kind of knew he was going to get some pushback on that one. I was like, okay. I was like, if he would have said everybody, I guess if he would have been all inclusive with the disrespect, I think he would have. He got, so you guys you didn't really have a response to that. I want y'all to give me the. Oh, go ahead, continue. Go ahead. What you said?
I didn't have a response to it because I didn't watch it.
You didn't, right?
I
didn't watch it. I just seen it trending on Instagram, and then I just seen it when people were talking about it.
Okay. Give me, and then Mo, if you have a question afterwards, so we can wrap up. And Coy, I need this too. What are the stereotypes that people have of gay people that you guys look and go like, wow, y'all really assholes for even thinking that?
Who's the girl and who's the guy?
That one right there. There you go.
All right, hold up. Let me cover my camera because I guess I was the asshole.
Oh my god.
I get the. I'm just going.
That's all the time. You hear it all the time.
All right, can I just ask this? Are there roles that you play, or do you switch the roles? I'm just asking. If you don't want to answer, don't answer. Like, is there a guy and girl, or is it just like it just happens and y'all coy? Don't look at me like that, coy. I'm just asking.
We both guys,
right?
But you do what you do behind closed doors.
Okay,
you know.
In any sexual encounter that anyone has, hopefully this answers the whole question.
Okay,
come on, Paul.
Someone has to take the more aggressive role, and someone has to take
the more submissive role.
Come on now. And with that being said, it doesn't matter who does it. Just know that it's getting done.
But I mean, well, outside of sex, what about just like?
Whoa! I gotta stay on sex. Let me stay on sex real quick. Hold on, and then you're gonna.
With everything, somebody has to submit.
So in those roles, do you switch those roles, or do you guys does it stay?
They have to be switched because if you come, both of us are men. We both have testosterone running through our blood. So at some point, you're gonna have to let me take over.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense because sometimes my fiance has to do that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I ain't being on the bottom tonight. Like I ain't the bottom tonight. It's your turn.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. So I mean, in order for it to all work, there has to be a give and take situation. So, like with everything, just like with your girl, sometimes she don't want to be on the bottom.
Right.
Let her be on the top.
Let me put my cowgirl hat on because I'm riding tonight.
Right, she riding it tonight, baby.
And I like that because sometimes she be a little lazy. I'm like, stop being lazy. Like, come on, like you pop up in here and do something.
I can't.
I'm tired. This is cardio. Sex is, everybody knows. I don't care what type of sex you have. Sex is cardio. The person doing most of the work. Like if I'm burning calories and you can actually just chill, I'm like, we gotta even this out. Go ahead, Shawnee. What's your question?
Corey answered it already. Because I was just asking, like, outside of sex, even just with the like everyday roles, and you know, with your kids, do they ask? Have your sons ask? Well, the 2-year-old, I guess not, but the older one, did he ever ask? Well, or is the older one adopted too, or is that one of your biological kids?
He's
more like a godson, but he's with us like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and has he had that conversation with y'all? Like, well. Okay, everybody else got a mom and daddy. What's happening here?
Oh no, he was raised up with it. So like he doesn't have any issues. Like we started getting him when he was like
2 years old
or 2. Yeah.
So he's been around it. So it's basically like it's nothing new to him. Nothing at all.
And it's certain stuff, even with him growing up, that we would do and not do at the house. You know, we're not kissing in front of you. I mean, that's just me. I'm not a PDA type of person. Right. And it's that I just don't want to do it. I never have done it. I mean, I don't go in public kissing. Some people like that's what they do. But he hasn't never had a problem or expressed a problem with it. Having 2 dads.
But you have to remember too, because I told y'all at first, these children aren't stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They have a great sense of the world, and it's usually when there's a problem, it's the parents with the problem, because instead of being parents and explaining to your children, you can't explain something you don't know. So that, as a parent, to me, that means this is your time to get educated on who it is and what it is that you're trying to convey over to your children, so that they know. These children aren't stupid. They know exactly what's going on.
You're absolutely right.
And they do, because mine knew, and it shocked. They were younger. We were watching something, and 2 men were kissing on TV, and one of them said, "Well, why are 2 men kissing?" And the baby was like, because they're gay. They're in a gay relationship. And I was like, oh, okay. But and they told me at school they had the conversation.
Right.
Hold on, my kid.
I was gonna say for me, my son is on the autism spectrum, but he actually came to me and asked me, "Mom, what is gay?" And so of course, we haven't even had the conversation about sexuality. Of course, we talk about bodies, but we don't talk about sexuality in terms of relationships. So I'm like, oh, it means, happy, He said, no, the other one. And so my answer and my response wasn't good enough. So he took out his cell phone. He said, Siri, what is gay? And I said, if this bitch don't mind her business, because Siri gave him like the low down. Siri broke it down. I was like, that's too much, for his age. It wasn't age appropriate. So I think that you're right, that you do have to have these healthy conversations before your child go to get it from somewhere else.
Can I ask a question? Mm-hmm. What is age appropriate? Because I learned at a very young age what sex was, and the way that my mom put it into me was because I was about 5 years old. I was about 5 years old, and I asked her what sex was, and she told me what it was. But she gave it to me in terms that I could understand, and it wasn't graphic or anything, but I understood and I knew what it was. And I'm going to say this, as a 34-year-old, I appreciate her for giving me that, because when I went to school, I learned about sex in totally different ways.
Yes.
Than what my mom gave it to me, because she gave it to me. She gave me and let me know what it was. And this is one thing that I would say to straight people is, hey, if you want to have a handle on what your children know and how they know it, you ought to give it to them yourself. Because if they're getting it from somebody else, of course they're gonna get it the wrong way, and of course they're gonna get information that you don't want them to have. If you give them the information and if you equip them with the information that they need to have, then they won't fall into all types of sexual stuff.
So Paul, no, when I say age appropriate, I mean
30.
Yeah, no, that's not what I mean. I'm a clinical therapist, right? So when I say age appropriate, I mean having the conversation to where they can comprehend it. You wouldn't have a high level conversation with a 8-year-old. You would have an age appropriate conversation to where they can receive the message and get a better understanding.
Well, I will say this to all parents. Our society, and this is not gay, this is not straight. Our society is forced these kids that they cannot be kids anymore, but for a short time. So the society has forced us to have these conversations about everything when it comes to sexuality, heterosexual sex, gay sex. And that's the one irritating thing, because Coy was right. I had to be very open, especially with my oldest daughter, about sex. I can't front like it's not going to feel good. We got to have these blunt conversations. But the fact that I got to watch as a parent, you got to watch every single thing that's on their phone, on their laptop, on TV, because everybody is pushing these kids into sex. And I tell you what, the one thing, and like you, Coy, I was exposed to sex very early. And I will say this, I was exposed to sex very early by a woman who was older than me. And I wasn't really talked to about my parents. And once you open those floodgates on having sex, things change. And I changed as a person, and I was chasing. Like, I was just like, this felt good. And I'm in the streets now. I don't care. I don't care whose feelings I'm hurting. I don't care. I don't care if I'm just using you. And I was like 11, 12, 13. So it makes me kind of upset that these kids will never, I shouldn't say never. A lot of kids just don't ever get to just be kids for some years and just go out and play. And I remember being 6 or 7. I remember laughing all day playing. People say, Mike, you sound corny. I'm just telling you what I felt. And I'm telling you, once sex came into my mindset, it changed a lot. And
That's
a lot of it was very dysfunctional on my part.
So not confusing, sexuality and the body with being exposed to a high level of sexual content. And so that's why you took off like a jackrabbit and all you focused on was sex.
I don't know if I like being called a jackrabbit, but okay.
Hey, Jay Black has some questions. Go ahead, Jay.
Black.
Yeah, Jay Black, go ahead with your question.
Listen, let me tell you, truth, transparency.
Stop
Jay has been very nervous to say anything because he does not want to be looked at as homophobic.
He has a basic question. He texted.
Listen, you might go ahead and ask it because that's fine.
Go ahead and ask your question.
No, I didn't have any questions. Go ahead, Shawnee. If you got something, go for it.
So Jay Black wanted to know: did you all have men in the house growing up?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, my parents was divorced.
I was raised by my dad. My mom died when I was 12.
Sorry to hear that.
And I went from one house to the other. When my mama got on my nerves, then I go to daddy's house. Then when daddy got on my nerves, then I go to mama house.
Oh, you was playing that card. I like that. Clap it up for that manipulation.
Yeah. Sky has a question. How did
we asked that? How did you know you were gay? We
asked Coy.
Coy, yeah.
So Brandon and Timothy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say I was like maybe 11 or 12, and I just realized I was attracted to the same sex.
And I wasn't really attracted to girls. I was really young.
I was really young too because I always wanted to put. Anytime we play house, I want to be the mama, honey. I'm gonna be the mama. I'm gonna be the mama, honey. And y'all gonna do what I said.
Well, it's something that children know, and they never just say it. Like me, I think I was like 15 before I actually came out and said that I was gay. People knew it, but they would be like, "Oh, you're gay," and I put up with a lot of stuff, like in school, like just growing up. It was like horrible, but I knew early.
Well, I hid it until I was like 19.
Oh, wow, really?
So were you in heterosexual relationships until you were 19?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I had girlfriends, but it was like no sex involved.
You could tell. I don't care if it's a gay couple, or straight couple. You could tell when you don't want to answer something in front of your man or woman. I don't give a damn what it is.
Nobody had to call.
I don't even know. I don't even
like. Oh,
I don't even know what. Mo, I don't even know. I don't even know what type of hater you are right now to ask that question. That was some hater shit right there. I would have tapped out the square at that point. So what you saying is you was knocking down bitches? No,
the camera's gonna come off. He gonna be like, so what was your body count?
Stop being gay. Oh, they have a great. That's a great question. Can a man stop being gay?
I mean, if you a pastor, I guess.
Y'all, this is a very interesting topic. Can men stop being gay? Here's my take on it. I don't think people choose to be gay. I don't think I chose to be gay. Who chooses their life? For someone to just talk about them, call them faggot, gay, homosexual, bitch, stuff like that.
Talk about it.
Life?
He puts a bucket.
I don't know if anybody that would choose that life. And then, us as parents, we even said, I don't want my child to be gay.
Right.
Because that is a whole nutshell within itself.
I don't want to go through what we went through.
What I'm preaching is straightness.
Because there's a self-love that you have to have in order to even live through it.
Yes, because a lot of people don't make it. Those are the children that commit suicide and stuff like that. Because it is a lot, and straight people don't understand what gay people go through on a daily basis. And this is just basic life for us. That's all we're trying to do is live in the world. But then people make it such a bad thing or wrong, but that's only because people don't understand, and people try to put people in bubbles. I'm gonna just use this as an example. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. Segregation. When segregation, you was putting people in bubbles, black and white. And then when y'all said that was okay, then you start putting gay people in bubbles. So, I mean, I'm just like, stop segregating people. Let people live how they want to live. If you want to be gay, let you be gay. If you want to be straight, let you be straight. If you want to marry a dog, marry a dog. I mean, I'm just saying, people do what they want to do. People need to stop trying to dictate how people live their lives. Let people live their lives how they want to live their lives. I'm not saying that you have to say that you want to be like that. I'm not saying that you have to say that you want to be gay. A lot of people get the misconception that people want men. You know, people have types, just like straight people have types. Men,
so you ain't just going and knocking off any man just because it's a man.
Men don't.
I'm glad you said that.
Men. And then people come up in the room, you know, with their husbands and stuff, and they be like looking at you like, okay, why are you looking at me like that? Because at the end of the day, don't nobody want your man but you. And
I don't want him.
No, but people.
And most of the time, they don't even want him either.
Most of the time, he don't want them either. That's why he messing with Lucy in the bag.
But y'all still, I mean, but every sexuality has hoes. You know, I mean, we all got hoes. Like, there's always some. There's always. Do you ever? Does it even bother you at all? Do you even think y'all both in a relationship? So sometimes these questions I'm asking doesn't even really.
You can ask whatever you like.
Yeah, but you guys are committed. So does it irritate you when somebody jumps into the gay lifestyle then runs right back? They just want to get a nut off and then they run back to their heterosexual lifestyle and they're like, I'm not gay. I just feel like getting it popping every once in a while.
Oh, they do that all the time.
Are they gay? Aren't you gay? If you like, please explain to me.
Listen. Like I told you at the top of this when I came on,
right?
Lots of people have lots of levels. There's levels to this, and I mean, gay is gay, and there is a such thing as bisexuality. Like there are men and women that like men and women. And you know, there is no, I like one more and I like the other one less. No, it's not even like that. We have to become a little bit more secure in our own sexuality, just as people. Period. We have to become better with sex and better about talking about sex and having better sexual relationships. That's why, in my opinion, that's why we are pushing sexuality off on children. Nobody's pushing gayness off on children. Sexuality on children, for me, to me, that's the biggest issue in the country. Because we see these little girls, and I've heard this so many times, and it makes me cringe for grown people to say, oh, when she grow up, she gonna be fine. Oh, he's a little heartbreaker. When you ask children, I've seen grown people ask children, little bitty children, hey, do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a boyfriend yet?
Yep.
Hey, that's not even a question for you to even ask children.
Yep. Exactly right. 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000% right.
So, first of all, the adults have to get their sexual life together first.
Yep.
Because we have a lot of people. I know a lot of women that marry men and have family that are lesbians. You was a full bulldogger.
I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that term in a long time.
You was a full bulldogger, but you have a whole family and you're faking for people so that they won't think a certain way about you, just as well with men. I have seen so many men taking pictures with their family, taking pictures with their children. And then the next thing you know, what's up? Let's chill. What you trying to chill with me for? What about that family and them cheering you got over there?
Wow.
And that's facts. Those are facts.
So
I mean, but those are heterosexual problems too.
But the reason I'm saying that is we have to accept that these are occurrences, and more people than not are bisexual because it's evident in their actions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I'm just theorizing and coming up with. It's evident in their actions. If you weren't, then why are you over here letting men suck on your dick and then you going and fucking women at the same time? So for me, we have to step out of that. And because at the end of the day, I hear women always, well, I don't want no man that's always doing this and always doing it. Well, girl, what you don't know probably will kill you, honey. Because let me tell you something. That same man that you screwing with, he going to screw with his homeboy while they playing PlayStation and while they out there on that basketball field. Know what they doing?
And they go in fishing.
Go ahead. You already know what's up. But
yeah, you can't be grabbing two booties.
This happens more than we would admit.
Mm-hmm.
Women always say, I don't want no man that want another man. Girl, you sleeping with him now.
And there is no way to know, because what does gay look like?
What does it look like? Because if you look at my partner, he's gone. My partner, this man, you could never tell.
See?
That this was a gay man.
Never be able to tell.
Well, wow. Listen, this has been great.
Well, wait a minute. We got a few more questions.
Okay.
One is, has anyone in your families ever disowned you because they found out that you were gay?
Oh, listen, that is a whole situation. Okay. I'll talk about my experience. Okay.
Hold on. Here's
my parents, I denied it for the longest. The first person that I wanted justification for was my mother. I didn't care if my daddy cared one way or another because my daddy was always working and he was never in the house. So therefore, he was very mean to me as I was growing up because I guess he knew, this is what my grandma told me. He knew that I was going to be gay. So he was very mean. I mean, I got beatings, whoopings, everything. So I was just like, okay.
Wow.
So it was a whole situation just growing up. And I was not looking for justification from him. I was looking for justification from my mother. So once I told my mother that I was gay in the event that I had to, she said, I already know. You my child. And that's what it was. And that's all I needed. I didn't care if he cared. So
mothers always know, though.
Yes, they do.
Mothers always know.
Yes, they do. Well, I wasn't disowned. It was just, I mean, they said what they said, and I said what I said. So, what is it?
Most of the time, I wasn't disowned either. It just takes families. It took my family just a little bit just to, to come around and actually, accept it. And once, I heard it's a phase. But once they realized the phase ain't going away, then, they pretty much, started accepting me. It took them a little bit, to accept seeing me, with the guys. But then, I did have one of my, ex told me, well, she just finally just realized we're still the same people. I'm still the same person. The only thing different is what we do in the bedroom. I'm still the same, me. So I didn't.
Absolutely.
And right now, my family, we go to family functions, we chill my family, everything, and they just all just love us to death.
Amazing.
That's earlier in the show, we played a clip from Boosie responding to people that had things to say to the baby about what he said. So we want to play the clip and then get your response to what Boosie had to say.
Y'all ain't gonna like it.
I like Boo.
Everybody not with their nephew sucking dick. You can't. Everybody not with that shit. You just can't put that shit on everybody and expect it to be cool. Nas X say he won't perform naked on stage for charity. You don't fuck with him like you fuck with the baby. You know, be even-sided, man. Be even-sided. You know, you don't feel that disrespect going dance naked. You don't think that's disrespect in front of boys who trying to be straight? It's totally disrespect. Totally disrespect. If I'm at awards and he go up there naked, I'm gonna drag his ass off stage and beat his ass. Yeah. You let a nigga dance naked in front of your children, you a motherfucking crazy motherfucker. Or you like dick too.
Showtime.
I mean, I don't really understand that because, you know, they don't be saying nothing. Women be half naked up there dancing.
Mm-hmm. And that was my... No, go ahead, Carl. Go ahead. You go. Go ahead.
Boosie, let me tell you something. Boosie is a whole problem because, now listen, I love his music, but him as a person, he's a whole problem. And let me tell you why he's a problem for me. Boosie gives me very much the nigga that you fuck with, and he likes to get dick. And the whole time, the whole time that he's getting it, he telling you and begging you, please don't tell nobody, please don't tell nobody, please don't tell nobody. That's what he gives me, very much that. And for that simple fact that he gives me that, what he said is a problem. And the reason that it is a problem is because he's one of the ones that have a whole problem with gay people and the whole gay lifestyle and people doing whatever. This is the thing. Most of the straight men in my life, they have absolutely, even if they have a little disdain for gay people, they let it slide and they really don't spend a lot of time talking about gay people. Every time I open up my computer and Boosie's talking about something, it's usually about some gay man and what they doing and what they doing and what they saying and how they doing and what they doing and how they doing it. You the type that I could get.
Oof. So you saying
Boosie badass is the type
He called his own name.
that will get his goddamn ice busted in every night.
Woo.
Busting your bike in. He's the one begging the whole time. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. I can see it right now in the back of my head. I can see it. I can see it. That's Boosie.
Well, you know, it came out, a video allegedly came out of the baby, and it's kind of gone viral now, saying that, you know, he was extremely drunk and that he was constantly reaching for another man's crotch and displaying a lot of gay tendencies.
All right,
so
let's be clear on this.
I mean,
there's a lot of slander that goes on once you say something that disrespects anything from a gay culture, from black people to anything. So we got to be careful because this internet and this social media, these gangs out here, and this is why I'm not with this cancel culture stuff. These gangs out there can circumvent the truth very fast and have you looking crazy once you say something against the powers that be. So we got to be real careful when we start saying there's a video about the baby doing this and grabbing that all of a sudden. But no, I'm not saying you, Mo. I'm just saying all of a sudden. Just like when Deshaun Watson wanted to leave the Houston Texans, he wanted out of his contract. Then all of a sudden, there were 30 women. There were 30 women claiming that he had been inappropriate with masseuses. Now, Bootsy, the problem I have with Bootsy, I don't have a lot of problems. The problem I have with Bootsy is that you can't say something's inappropriate of a man being naked, because I have a problem with a man being naked in front of kids and a woman being naked in front of kids, period. But my thing with hip hop, and I always say that you're not consistent. You can't get on your Instagram live and say, hey, anybody who shows me their vagina right now, I'm going to give you $1,000. But you worried about the kid.
I give you $1,000.
I'm finna go find one and put it on the line so I can get this $1,000. You understand?
But then you go back and say, you know, you got kids who are following you.
Right.
So you want some vagina on your being shown. So you can't. I mean,
Boosie has admitted to basically providing statutory rape to his own children. So, like, for me, you're a problem in yourself. Like that's what you say is like nothing for me.
I think that the line has to be: is it appropriate or not appropriate? Not that it's a gay thing that's appropriate, a heterosexual thing is appropriate. Is this appropriate for kids to see or not? Now, when it comes, but then it always goes, it's hip hop. Then it always goes, I
What are
drag
you
you and
talking
beat
about?
you.
Nas X video or
Yeah. I mean, not Lil Nas X video. I wasn't for the Nas X video. I'm not saying he shouldn't make it. I'm saying just at least put a disclaimer so I know before the video starts that I got to click this channel before the lap dance on the devil happens. Like I just so at least just give me a little, just a
that's
little
minor compared to the video he just released with the jail theme and everybody. I mean, they're blurred out. But you just see all of these butt naked men in the shower.
For me, that goes into the narrative that gay men are sexual predators.
Mm-hmm.
And
say it louder.
And just for me, and he's
black
an artist,
gay men because it's all black,
all black.
That right there, and just for me, I would prefer that he used his artistry to showcase his talent and not his sexuality. See, we used to always get on Beyonce about being naked, but at the end of the day, that girl has a work ethic that can be unmatched by anybody else in her industry. With Nas X, all I'm seeing is you pulling stunts for the crowd, and so we can watch you
trying to get clout.
And for me, I look for more in his artistry, and he's not that good of an artist. He's an entertainer, but he's not an artist. And for me, there's the difference with him. But I mean, that's how he does. Like on everything that he does, there's always some type of hype in behind him, some
like
type
of shock value,
some type of something. He's gaslighting us every time, and we fall for it every time. So I would just encourage us not to fall into the trap, because he know that's clearly what works for him.
Yes.
And if that's what works for him, why not come out naked and assless chaps? But we weren't saying that about Prince back in the day when he was out there, showing that ass. But he was allegedly straight, so that was fine.
I mean, and it's
like
just,
that.
And the thing is, this is nothing new. I mean, Madonna was tugging down Britney Spears at the MTV Awards. It was nothing new. It was Jamie tonguing down. I even forgot Jamie tongued down Jennifer Hudson, and then Fantasia at the BET Awards. There's always some sexual ploy that they try and use to get everybody's attention. And like Coy said, we fall for it every time. Whether we're mad or not, we fall for it every time. We fall right in line and go like, we get pissed, but the more pissed we get, like they said, no press is bad press. Even with this Bootsy thing, and even with the baby about the people like, we gonna cancel this, we gonna cancel that. All you doing is raising the attention. And now he's got a new video out, which I think he actually kind of is responding to Nas X's video. He has a video in jail, so it's a whole thing. Listen, y'all, I have to go, and you three guests,
3 hours.
Yes, you three guests have been amazing. And you have educated me in a lot of different aspects. And I think it was good to have this show. And hopefully we can do more of this. And the one thing I will say is I've never done a show for 3 hours. And my best friend in the world, Jay Black, has not said a fucking word. I've never.
He has put himself on social silence, y'all.
And I give him credit.
He's asking questions. It's just coming out of me. I'm the J Black talking today.
Man, Shawnee, thanks for being an open snitch.
You don't even have to do that. You can ask us questions.
Yeah, he asked questions.
I saw the Roku Apple TV numbers are all up. I'm like, wow, this is good. Numbers are really up. I said, I don't want to say nothing to sound ignorant or rude, so I'm not doing it.
No, leave that to me. Normally he could just leave that to me, and I'll piss everybody off when I say something. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna end the show. Me and Shawnee are taking our road trip. You know, I end the show. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. And understand there's only one thing in life that is guaranteed: it will end. So enjoy every minute, every second, and never let nobody steal your happiness. It belongs to you. We're gone. See you tomorrow. Yeah.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio. Free Agent Radio.